Welcome to the Spirit of Cricket 2025 SOC TV live from Mildura. Peter Walsh and Michael Kasparovich opening the batting. And dare I say it, because there's a bit of sadness in my voice, this is the last day of what's been some thrilling cricket. Michael Kasparovich, thank you for your outstanding contribution. We're looking forward to your dulcet tones right throughout the day. Good morning.
Good morning, Walshy. Great to be here again. What a fantastic tournament this has been. Looking forward to today.
Yes, and we're going to be here all throughout. This games are plentiful. The last one is probably the one with the bragging rights when you're on the big dance floor. That's the two best teams in the competition. But we've got games all day before we have that. That's later this afternoon.
It is, but the first qualifier, of course, this one, EV2 cricket versus the Lightning Storm. What a tournament both these sides have had. But EV2 cricket, who really have been outstanding. 6 wins out of their 7 matches. They've got the ball in their hand.
Won the toss and elected to bowl. Were you surprised by that?
No, teams prefer to chase.
And that's wide of the off stump and there's no strike. The way it works is first place 4th and second place 3rd and 6th and 7th and 8th. But in the finish, we get to, in theory, the best 2 teams in the competition. And there's been a bit of a cluster at the top EV2 cricket as we watch that ball pitch down the ground on the onside of Misfield. And they'll get through for a single. Khawaja and Roach there with Stendhal bowling the first ball. EV2 cricket finished with 12 points. RJR All-Stars 10, Sandgropers 10 and Lightning Storm 8, followed by Saxon Kings 8, Territory Blasters 4, Phoenix Firebirds and Taverners 2 each of 2, as we'll see a run scored off the next ball, or maybe 2 as it's pushed wide into the onside. And they will take the 2 runs. None for 3. Roach on 2, Khawaja on 1. And it's a fresh morning, my friend.
It is, coming from Queensland. I forgot the second layer.
Yes, it is. This ball outside the off stump and driven back down the ground for an easy single. Just walking into the shot and working into the shot as well and playing it softly and gently and all that. And Stendhal's first over now. We've got 1 ball to go and he's no wicket for 4 with Roach and Khawaja looking to get amongst the runs too. You'll hear lots from Michael right throughout. As that ball a play and a miss, it's gone wide of the keeper and that's gone down to the boundary for 4. Was there an inside edge or was it buys? We haven't called buys many times, have we?
No, we haven't as well, but it doesn't matter how they come. There was 4 of them.
Yep.
4 to the total and a really good first over there. 8 runs off that for the Lightning Storm, and like as I say, it's great that we're coming right down to the crunch period. Consistency, of course, for EV2 right through this with their 6 wins, but the Storm 4 wins from the 7. Now this being the qualifying match, maybe like Melbourne Storm, who won their qualifying match on Friday night against Cronulla, and then all of a sudden, right now, in the NRL, of course, I'm speaking about, there's a relation between both these teams, the Melbourne Storm and also the Lightning Storm, not only in the colours, but also, I think, with some of the people involved.
Yeah, there's a mixed bag and lots to talk about. Bragging rights are plentiful no matter what part of Australia you're in playing in a sport. If you're playing for what is to be considered the best team in this 8-team competition, there's some good bragging rights there.
There's some good prize money too.
Yeah,
if they do get it through, $25,000 to the winning team.
And it's going to be, do you hear the drums, Fernandez, who comes in and starts his first over. Wide of the off stump, it's chopped down to slip and there's no run. The spirit of cricket is to foster a global cricketing community that values leadership, friendship and teamwork above all. The aim is to spread the spirit of cricket far and wide, making it not just a sport, but a medium for positive change. Respect is central to the spirit of cricket, and I'll delve a little further into the spirit of cricket during this over as Fernandez comes in and bowls, and that's worked away on the onside, but there's no run. Respect is central to the spirit of cricket. Your captain, teammates, opponents, and the authority of umpires. Play hard and play fair. Accept the umpire's decisions. Positive atmosphere. You congratulate the opposition. Enjoy your own team. Thank you, officials and opposition. at the end.
Yeah, it's outstanding. I think that's what we love most about the game of cricket, all those little life lessons. But as you said, respect is central.
Absolutely. This next ball is worked away on the onside. Well fielded at backward square. A bit of a whack, thank you, ma'am. I've got the ball eventually, but the effort to get across and stop that from going to 4 was very much to the 4, as we say, 4 on 4. But that was good work.
We've seen that all tournament. Obviously, the skills of landing the ball, getting the right areas, both with spinners and the medium pace. Certainly in hitting them with the batsmen as well, the shots they've played. But I reckon the fielding has been outstanding. Just the movement, the energy that you're actually seeing, and then great examples there, desperation just to stop that extra run.
Yes, it's been shown, and the bodies that have been bouncing around for almost the last 2 weeks have to get themselves organised for this. With the one slip waiting, this ball is on leg stump and it's turned around the corner to forward square leg, and there's there is a run. They did get through very, very quickly indeed. None for 9, moving to 1 for 10. None for 10 now. Roach is 7, and Kawaja, who's enjoyed the tournament, he's on 3.
I'm just wondering, with the slip in place, as attacking as that is, the early wickets, we know how the value of that, obviously, for scoring rates. And Kawaja, what a tournament he's had. He has been absolutely outstanding. And Kawaja, I think he's actually ended up he's got the highest score, 113, but the third highest run score, 232.
It's not bad, is it?
Oh, it's certainly good, and it really has put them in this position. I think he's got the third most 4s. Also, 38 4s.
38.
Save your legs, in other words.
Yes, look, he knows how to go, and he's such an unassuming character to have a chat with him after one of his big innings. Just very gentle soul and loving his cricket.
It's so good. I think that's what I've loved too, obviously, with the hotel and around the grounds and chatting with all the different teams and players. And maybe central to the respect component, the spirit of cricket, is there's no big heads.
No, it's a good call.
It's actually really good fun.
And helping out with each other too, picking up the mobile phone or flicking a message through, or getting on the business of making sure you can talk not just to your own teammates, but for the opposition as well. That's good. Fernandez in, taken on the pad. Big shout for LBW. Is not going to be the digit in the upwards direction. That ball beating the bat as the lunge forward. No contact, none for 10. And we are in the second over with Kawaja 3 and Roach on 7. None for 11, that is. That's a leg by they went through for. And of course, we have the other games that are on today. We'll talk about those right throughout the day. And this is the last day of the cricket. A very successful carnival, or Festivale as it's likened to be called. Fernandez. And that's worked away off the leg stump, back behind square. And they'll just jog through for a single. No real power in the stroke, but they get through for 1. This match between EV2 and Lightning Storm. And hard to work out who is the better team. If we just look at stats, EV2 only lost 1 game, and Lightning Storm sitting in 4th spot, so 1 playing 4.
Yeah, I know. That's what you really have to come to, haven't we? The format. And I think that's the whole thing, though, Pete, is that, on the day, any team can win. That is the beauty of 2020 cricket. The shorter form of the game just brings skill levels that bit closer. Obviously, Test cricket is the best test of skill over a longer period of time. 50 overs, you just know it just a little bit closer, but that's the beauty of 2020 cricket in this wonderful, exciting, entertaining version of the game. Anything can happen.
Stendhal in bowls, wide of the off stump and wide of slip. The ball edged in the air, not catchable. I wouldn't think that would have been unfair because there is a slipper, but that ball wide of the first slip fieldsman and going down to the fence for 4. A boundary off the first ball of the third over. Roach 12, Kawaja 3, and after winning the toss and electing to insert the opposition. A good start because they haven't lost a wicket. It's no wicket for 16.
And Drew Steindl is actually the second highest wicket taker in this competition. He's got 11 poles, 11 wickets. He nearly had his 12th one there. Just got that outside edge, and they've just got a little change. Instead of the slip fielder, he's just pushed him back to a short third man position there. So we're just going to go locking it up, trying to look for, as we talk about the value of the dot ball, certainly singles in this early stage of the innings with the fielding restrictions in the first power play.
I've got a trivia question for you, which I have no idea the answer is. This one is on leg stump, not taken cleanly by the wicket keeper, and I'm reckoning that'll be a bye. We'll wait and see. Was there any pad there? There might have been just a tickle on the pad, so they get through for one, none for 17. The man who's fielding at slip, is the captain Kratzman, who's moved out of that position. He's a very tall man in slips. You don't see them all the time, do you? That tall?
Oh, I suppose good range. There's room for brilliance as well.
Yeah, he's a very good cricketer, full stop, isn't he?
Outstanding.
None for 17. Third over, this ball hit in the air. Where's it going to fall? It's going to fall out near the boundary. He timed that beautifully and hit the ball. He virtually caressed that ball and it flew high in the air, and they get back to complete a couple. Good shot.
Really good cricket shot there. I think that's where we see that the technique in that shot. Nice straight bat he gave it, wasn't it? But it very definite as well.
Next ball, he works forward behind square, just tapped it away, and they go through for the single. So ones and twos coming up, only a boundary occasionally. 2.3 overs make it 2.4 overs have been bowled. And the score is none for 20 with Roach on 12 and Khawaja on 6. The most important thing is they haven't lost a wicket. And already the run rate is up over 7, so it's a good start.
Well, that's the key, just to get that good start. We know how the wicket's going to play. But it's essential just to get through. Don't lose any wickets early on.
No.
That's the risk versus reward. You can start throwing the bat at it, playing some big shots, or go through your process just as they've done here.
And that ball is wide of the leg stump, and it's gone all the way down to the boundary. And we can see Billy was furiously working his arms like the magpie that will land here and will give us some entertainment a little later on. But that's the end of the over. None for 25. That was 4 wides with Roach on 12 and Khawaja on 6. Michael Kasparovich continuing on, and I'll make way now. Oh, hang on a minute. What's happened?
The wide.
The wide, of course.
Extra delivery.
So 1 to go. Yes, he wouldn't be happy with that, Stendhal, because he lost control of that ball and it made it very, very awkward for the wicketkeeper standing up too.
Looking like an in-swinger. Little seamers. Take it back in.
Stendhal, that's on leg stump, and he's punished. He's punished very well out towards the boundary, but there's a sweeper out there to pick it up and flick it back. So that completes the over. It's 26 without lost. Roach on 13 and Khawaja on 6. Michael Kasparovich, followed by the voice of the man who works and lives in Mildura and has done a mighty job here. And that, of course, is Pat Silcox.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
And we're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, semi-final day. Score is none for 27. We've just started the 4th over. Pat Silcox with Michael Kasparovich, and a little bit chilly, isn't it? So we got here early this morning, about 8:30, and there's a little bit of Arctic about that breeze, I reckon.
I think the weather wall, I saw that this morning. We've got that technology.
What was the player comfort level at?
17 degrees.
There you go.
In Mildura. A bit of cloud around too, and the wind from the other direction.
Yeah, coming from the vineyard end. It's Fernandez just slipping it down the leg side, and they'll get through for another single. They've been aggressive with their running between the wickets early, haven't they, the Storm?
Yeah, very definite, I think, and positive, as they should be. Formed a good partnership throughout this tournament. But an understanding about each other. That's the real important part. They talk about batting, in partnerships, of course, but trust comes into it as well.
So number 28. Fernandez in close and tight to the umpire. It's knocked beautifully behind point. Will take some stopping, and unfortunately for EV2 cricket, they're unable to get the job done. There might have been Andy Steindl who was down on the rope, just couldn't quite control it.
No,
it was travelling quickly, wasn't it?
It certainly was, and good placement there, of course. It's all about angles, but even then he made a lot of ground. Went down low to try and trap it and bring it in, but it contained that ball. But unfortunately there for Steindl, he couldn't manage to do it. But nice little boundary there, of course, for Roach.
Scored none for 32 halfway through the fourth over. Roach is 17, Kawaja 6. Been a few sundries in that tally as well. Lots of wides and leg byes. Not ideal for the start of the first power play. Gee, Fernandez gets in tight to those stumps, doesn't he? He's almost feel like he's going to clip them on the way through. Trying to maximise his opportunities to get that angle away naturally from the right-hander, and obviously with a bit of in-swing too.
I love the colour-coded fast bowling boots he's got on.
Yeah, are they boots or they? I think they're just a pair of Hoka runners, aren't they?
But they're colour-coded for the team.
I like it.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the air. It's spooned back to the bowler, and he takes it with glee. Just a bit of off pace about that one, I reckon, Casper. And Roachy has just got through his shot a little bit too early and hit it straight back to the bowler. So there's their opening scalp of the semi.
Then they're off and running now, aren't they? EV2 cricket. Have a look at that. I think he's almost like a...
Oh, he's not happy either.
Well, you're never out when you've got to make the walk off to the other side of the fence, don't you? But look, like I said, nice and close and tight. But the ball sort of looked at Chuck, as you said, just he rolled his fingers down and it stopped on him. Had to check his shot. Would have preferred to have gone through with it and got it over the top. But unfortunately for Roach, he had to go. Bringing Robinson.
So 1 for 32, Roach on his way for 17. So steady opening stand. As you said, Michael, they hadn't really gone after it, but they've managed to pick up the odd couple of boundaries, and the sundries certainly have helped them along the way as well.
Well, that's right. I think it's a smart way to do it, and obviously in a big pressure game like this. Hang around out there, see how you work, and of course Kawaja's had such an awesome tournament. Third highest run scorer.
Yeah, he's up there.
And so he knows he's just going to stay there and bat well. I know he's only 6 runs off 10 deliveries, but you'll find that once he gets in, he's in the past tended to stay in.
Yeah, I think he's just getting himself set. He's building a platform, and as we can see there, as you said, what is he coming in around about 232 runs so far through the round robin stages. So he'll be looking to try and push his individual tally up into the 300s, which would be a great result for the franchise if he does.
Well, I think individual performance is one thing, but it's all about the team, and certainly coming in a qualifier. It's somehow finding a way to get over the line at the end of this game, to get yourself in the final, which is later today.
It is.
2:30?
Well, we're thinking it's 2 o'clock, although I was talking to Cheeky and he said that they're lining up for the big group shot at 2, so I'm thinking we'll be a little bit after 2, but that's okay.
Because everyone's going to be nice and they'll comply and get in for this photo really quickly, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Won't take long.
And Fernandez, again, just get that little bit of angle away from the right hand. It was well dealt with by Robinson, but he's got that breeze that he's pushing into that's allowing him to just not only get the natural angle, but he's also getting a bit of swing away as well, isn't he?
When you say the breeze, now we talked about how strong it was the other day coming from the other end, 55 kilometres an hour, wasn't it?
Well, that was Friday, yeah. I think we were sort of mid-30s yesterday. It was still quite strong.
And the camera guys on those blue stands up there were a little bit concerned, I think.
Yeah, we brought them down a couple of notches because she was starting to wobble a bit up top there.
It was. But I just think today, coming from the other end, of course, now you sort of, is that coming off Mount Kosciuszko?
Yeah, it's fresh. It is fresh. And when we were out having a look at the wicket square with the coin toss, it was sort of coming from the vines but pushing out probably towards the scoreboard, so going a little bit across. So that's, for the left-hander, he's obviously got that craft to be able to take the ball away from the right-handed batsman. Perfect conditions for him.
And the other thing we have seen here is we had a fog or a cloud come across from... I don't think we're going to see that right now.
Well, it's going to blow across pretty quickly if it does get whipped up behind, As Ash Sippel into the attack, and he's a key man with the ball because he can get through his overs quickly, and he is a wicket taker as well.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, both bat and ball.
One just angled in to the right-hander. Robinson just pushes it back down the track. So we're back in the middle of the wicket square again today, Michael. So that's obviously giving us a good aspect for the overall size of the ground.
It certainly is, and I think we've seen the wickets here have been fantastic. The whole facility out here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct is great. Not just the commentary box that we're fortunate to be in, but out there in the middle.
Ball's worked away behind point for a single. Quickly fired back to the keeper. No, it's a good setup here. We've been pretty lucky. We moved around a little bit during the internationals, but once we got to the T20 gear, we just pulled the handbrake up here, and we've enjoyed every moment.
Parked up and beautiful. It's so comfortable here, and I know. Look, even just speaking about not when I say the facility, there's the indoor courts here. Then there's the netball.
Yeah.
Out the back, but also too, and I mentioned concerts. We've got Lenny Kravitz playing here in November. We've got an A-League game.
It's all happening, isn't it?
Oh, it's all happening here. But I know Victorian Cricket come up and use the facilities.
I know they've had their under-17 boys doing some trialling up here during the week, during the school holidays. As Kawaja gets one away through the offside for 4. But yeah, I think that's the goal, isn't it, to try and get a one-day clash maybe between the Vics and SA. I guess it's a central meeting point for both teams. So yeah.
At some stage I would, but I think what I like about and understand is that it's the only sort of centre that has turf practice wickets.
Correct.
So we're up here in the tropical north of Victoria.
Yes.
I love that. And it's not just the palm trees. I think the weather's quite warm.
Generally, not
winter,
quite so today,
summer.
but I think we're up to, look at the forecast this morning, 35 on Sunday. So it's a little bit early for that sort of gear, but it is going to warm up. Oh, and it's going to get through the man at mid-on who was on the circle. It was struck with power, wasn't it, from the ace as he got it right off the middle of his blade, and it was almost that awkward bounce, trying to almost had to turn his body and block it, but unfortunately, it's got through.
Yeah, you want to get something behind it, of course, when the bounce that it might have kept a fraction lower. I think it's just nicked apart.
Yeah, he's just saying I missed it by that much, but
Yeah,
I don't know what it missed. It might have missed something.
I'm not sure if it's what body part it's missed, but it would have stung if it did hit, I'll tell you that.
So some consultation now with his skipper, Ash Sipple, as Andrew Kratzman just comes across and just says, do we need to just tweak the field a little? But they push the man back at long on. I'm a bit obscured by my blind here. We'll just wait on this delivery from Sipple. Foolish, and straight through him. What a delivery that was. Gave it plenty of air. It swung away. Kawaja tried to take him across the line, and it cannons into the stumps.
Yeah, I think it's really smart, this. We saw the previous delivery with Kawaja smacking it down to the vacant mid-on. Well, at mid-on, they remained up in the circle. So instead of putting him back, he's trying to incentivise him. Try it again. Threw it up higher, and he's gone for it and just managed to miss it. So with the fielding, that was really smart captaincy.
There was a bit of strategy and gamesmanship going on just to hold up the momentum, because obviously Kawaja got the good shot at the ball before, so they thought they'd just have a bit of a chat, take a bit of time out of the game. It was very clever.
Well, and the incentive, though, because they didn't immediately go and put mid-on back on the fence.
Yep.
So instead saying, okay, we'll challenge you, go and try again.
Yeah.
And didn't work.
No. And the beauty, I think, that time for Sipper was that he got it up so high, it was above the eye line. It was that conundrum whether he was going to advance and try and hit it down the ground, or does he try and, that risk versus reward going across the line, and just had enough swing on it to get through.
Wonderful. 2 for 42 now. That changes it up a bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, they got off to that steady start, but a couple of quick wickets. It's got, no doubt, EV2 right back in the game. Wickets falling at 32 and 42. And Sipple again playing his role. Fernandez has been tidy. 1 for 8 from his 2, as we see Jason Fraser is the new man out of the wicket. He was the appointed skipper for this game. He was out at the coin toss. He had a lot of strapping around his right leg, and he certainly wasn't moving overly freely. So it'd be interesting to see how he handles conditions out in the middle here.
Yeah, Dylan Fernandez bowled really well here with his left arm, as he sort of looked to shape it away, take it away from the right-hander. Looks like they're going to bowl through. This is his start of his 3rd over, and it's looked pretty good. 2 new batsmen at the crease always helps.
Yeah, it certainly does. They'll have to just rebuild here, take a bit of time to acclimatise. It's Fernandez at the top of his mark. He's just waiting for his skipper to get things in order. Bowling from the Deakin Avenue end. Ball is hit down the ground. Man's just in off the ring. And they've got that Will Marshall there. Good job from Ash Sipple, playing his role now in the field as well as picking up the wicket last over. Got plenty of games on around town this morning, of course. The top 4 battling it out for a position in the final this afternoon. This ball's hit out into the offside. There's no run. And we've, of course, got our bottom 4 playing for bragging rights, I guess, Casper. 5 versus 6, 7 versus 8.
Well, there is. I think all tournament we've seen that. There's always pride and ego, I like to say, when you're out there and you want to do your best. And so it is. And it's been a great tournament, as we've said.
That one going away again from the right-hander. Robinson unable to make contact and through to the keeper.
Yeah, I think we've seen the performances of each team have been outstanding, but it's the form of the game, isn't it? On the day, anyone can win, and it can be little things. It could be just that drop, that one catch, one sticking, or going down. And we've seen that, players going on, scoring hundreds. Could have changed a lot of things if they just happened to grab him. Again,
nice bit of movement away from the right-hander. A bit of a fumble in the field, but they'll still keep that man Robinson at the striker's end. The other game that we're following with real interest, of course, at the John Hall Oval is the clash between 2 and 3. That's the RJR All-Stars and the Sandgropers. The Sandgropers looking to chase, which has been their method, hasn't it? Certainly over the past couple of games.
They've actually done really well, haven't they? As far as a batting lineup.
I reckon they've won their last 5 on the bounce. They're a bit slow to get out of the blocks, but they've really hit their peak. And that game at the moment sees the RJR All-Stars at 1 for 37. And that's at the start of the 7th over, so we'll keep a close eye on that. We'll have a break very shortly. Darren Cheek will drop in and have a chat. Casper will have a little bit of a spell. We'll get him back in a little bit later on. 1 ball to go here from Fernandez. As there's more marshalling of the troops from Captain Kratzman. It's the left-handed Fraser now who's going to take strike. And we'll get a good indication here to see how he's going to travel that right knee. Oh, that squared him up, but he's in very technically correct behind that one and pushing it back to the bowler. End of 6 overs and the Lightning Storm 2 for 43. Back to live action here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. It is semi-final day. It's part of the global T20 Spirit of Cricket Festivale. We've got Team 1 versus Team 4 under watch here. And the Lightning Storm are batting first. 2 for 43, 6 overs done. We're into the second power play. Pat Silcox, and for the first time this morning, Darren Cheek.
Good morning, Pat. What an exciting day we got. Semi-finals. We've had we had 28 matches to get to this point. As Sybil comes into bowl and it's pushed down to a long, deep point. But, 28 matches we've had to get to this point. This is the 8th game they've played in 5 days. And I know I've played a lot of games with these fellas, and there would have been a lot of Nurophens and all that being passed around in the rooms before they went out there. They'd be very sore. Yep.
It's all about managing yourself through a competition like this. And, of course, both franchises here do want to go one more and play in the final. As Fraser's just backing across and Sipple straight onto the spot, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's been bowling extremely well. That wicket he got was a beauty that just got right under the bat. As he's tapped that onto the onside. I noticed there a bit of strategic action in the field there too, because Bell Chambers, one of the rules here, they've got their squad and anyone can field, but the first 11 have to play for the first 5 overs. And I noticed Bell Chambers came off straight away on that 5 over mark. Yes,
he's on a promise.
Yeah, the big fella. He had a late night and made 69 last night, so he'd be feeling a bit tired. He's the tallest player in these franchises this week. Being a past basketballer, I understand, down there for Hobart.
Played it for the Tassie Devils, yep. As we wait on Sipple. Again, giving it plenty of air. It's tucked around the corner by Robinson towards backwards, in fact, forward of square, just by the square leg umpire. I'll get through for the single. So 2 for 45, almost at the end of 7 overs. So the run rate, 6.73. They probably want to be somewhere around the 8s, because we were thinking 180 is probably going to be the score they're looking for.
Yes, 180s. I talked to Andrew Kratzman, the captain out there of EV2, earlier as the ball's played onto the onside. I talked to him just before the match about he won the toss and decided to that chasing was his style. Mm-hmm. He did wonder about batting first just because of the fact that Lightning Storm had that late game last night, but he thought, right, no, we're just going to stick to our game plan, and we're a good side that can do chasing, and hopefully we'll hold them down. But he didn't sound like he really cared what score they got.
Okay, he was confident
that we're a chasing side and we'll be able to do this. So this is going to play for a great game.
Yeah, I agree. And their secret so far has been pace off the ball, hasn't it, really? Fernandez has been the only real fast medium man that's continued through his stint of 4 overs. This will be his last over now as he operates from the Deakin Avenue end here at the MSP. Oh, and straightening that up there to the left-handed Fraser. That was well bowled.
Yeah, it was bowled really nice and straight and full, and all he could do was dig that ball out, but they still got through for the single, and that's all they need to do for a few overs. Just get that one every ball and throw in the odd 4 that managed to get through the field, and they're in a good spot.
Robinson 5, Fraser is 3.
Fernandez come in again, and it's another straight ball, and he's gone to drive it, but he's come onto it too slow, and he's popped it straight up in the air, and Sipple's come around and taken a very nice catch.
So that's a great reward for Dylan Fernandez, who's bowled a sensational opening spell into the breeze, as we get another look at it here on the Enjoy Wine Char Grill and Bar replay. Just has not given the batsman any width whatsoever, and that one pretty much a straight delivery, well pitched up, and the elevation just not quite there from Robinson. He was trying to clear the man on the ring there at mid-off, and he holes out, so he's got to make his way. So what a start this has been from EV2 cricket.
That's fantastic, and that's 3 big bats that have gone. And, with getting both the openers who have been really solid this week, both those opening batsmen have both got tons and big tons too. So to have them out, and now he's on his way, so they'd be feeling cock-a-hoop.
Yes.
But as we know in these T20s, you only need a couple of big overs and it's all changed around again.
It's going to ask a lot of questions of the middle to lower order, who probably haven't seen a lot of time out at the crease so far through the tournament. Grant Dew is the new man in. He'll take his guard, and Fernandez 2 for 10, almost midway through his 4th and final over, and that run rate just back down around the 6.5 mark at the moment.
Yeah, what you said about the other batsmen not getting much of a hit, and that seems to be the story with all the top 4 sides. I was talking to the Phoenix fellas this morning, and there's only like about 3 or 4 of them actually had a bat.
Yeah.
So they are a little bit concerned what might happen. Comes in again, puts that a bit wide, and Dew just waited on that nicely and pushed it down to mid-off. And I think that's where the downfall was with that last delivery. He didn't quite wait long enough for the ball and then skied it up in the air.
So the skipper Fraser now has got a big job to play here through the mid part of this innings. He's 3, Dew is 1, 3 for 49. He turns it around the corner towards the 45 on the onside. There's no run to be had there. EV2 cricket are really on the balls, on their toes, aren't they, in the field? They're really moving in swiftly.
They are doing, as I say, with their field. If they're going to be the captain Kratzman's going to be thinking about that and changing the field over quite a bit and get some fresh legs in for a few overs, just much like the commentary box here.
Fraser uppish as he almost hits it back to the bowler. Will go down to mid-on. Retrieved there by Ash Sipple. And there's no run. 3 for 49. One more to go. This the 8th over. And Fernandez, 2 for 11. Pulled out his best work in the semi-final.
Yes, he has. And I noticed there the great spirit of cricket that when Roach unfortunately hit back that caught and bowled to Fernandez, and instead of the send-off, they both shook hands and said, well done, and off he walked.
Ball's going to sneak down the leg side. Appeal for a catch, I think, to try and deter the umpire from giving the wide. I think it might have just brushed the pad on the way through. So 8 overs done and Lightning Storm 3 for 49. So what do we just ticked over 10 o'clock local time. Earlier start today for finals day so we can get through as we have a really good close-up on the hit me for sixth lollipop sign, which we've got, of course, one straight down the ground at either end, and we've had a couple of near misses. Is today going to be the day?
Yes, today going to be the day that 25,000 goes off. Some of the sides I've heard during the day, more so the lower sides, have that's been on their mind, and they've had a couple of cracks, and there's been a couple of times where, as you said, only a couple of metres off it. But I don't think these guys out there today, what's on their mind is just winning the tournament, so they'll be playing where they need to hit the ball today.
Could you imagine, though, the team that wins the competition and hit the sign as well? They pick up 20 for the competition win, 25 for hitting the sign. That makes it a pretty decent week's work, doesn't it?
It does, and then it will be the hope they've made. I walked around one side yesterday and I heard them chatting. Now, make sure you know, if anyone hits the ball, we're all splitting it, okay? And they were actually all talking about that we'll make sure we set down those rules. So, yeah.
Okay, so Mark Leard is going to take up the attack. Bowling from the Vineyard end here at the MSP.
Starts off nicely, puts it in a nice spot just out off, and it's pushed through to point.
The nice breeze to deal with coming in from that Vineyard end. What we have seen so far, too, Cheeky, is that the EV2 boys are making the Storm work really hard between the wickets, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're just on the mark out there. They're really up and about. Just like Billy is. I'm getting nervous. I'm doing the third umpire role again today, and even just with that little run out there, I get nervous. Is Billy going to start waving at me or getting through the mic, or what's he going to do?
Yeah, well, that first referral, he just signalled. He didn't go on the walkie-talkie, so he had to confirm that his comms were working. He said he's just trying to make sure you're watching the game.
Yeah.
As Fraser takes the bottom hand off the bat, again a bit of an angle away from the left-hander as he hits across the line down towards the man at long on. I'll pick up another single. Score 3 for 51. The Wasp at the moment has Storm coming in at around mid-140s. They'd certainly want to be a little bit in excess of that, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. They really do have to get at least 180.
Nicely turned around the corner. Found the gap there, backward square. And that one will go away for 4. So 3 for 55, midway through the 9th over. Peter Walsh set to resume hostilities shortly. Cheeky, you'll stick around for a few more as we continue to watch with interest this opening 10 over stint here, which so far you feel that EV2 cricket have got their noses in front.
Yes, I think so. They're really holding them down 6.5 runs and over at the, coming up to near halfway mark.
So let's see what Mark Leard bounces back with here. It looks like we're going to have a slight adjustment to the field there with a man who was probably at fine leg now being just shifted around a little bit more squarer, almost right beneath the scoreboard on the outer side.
Comes back right in the block. Oh, I love seeing that, and it's just pushed down to the long on.
And we've watched EV2 cricket, Cheeky, certainly through the tournament. Their preparation and their lead-up work, the catching of the tennis balls, Neville Kratzman striking balls at them just to keep them sharp, and it's certainly paid dividends so far.
All the sides have done that, haven't they? They've been their franchises have made them very professional, and it's not just the warm-up before. Every single time, no matter how late it is, they've been doing their warm-down, their stretches.
So final delivery here of the 9th over. As we get the back on shot there of Fraser, just pushing out into the covers, and that's the end of 9 overs here at the MSP. Score is 3 for 56.
9 overs down, 3 for 57, 1 for 32, 2 for 42, 3 for 48. Good bowling by Fernandez, 2 for 11, 3 for 57. And I just watched Marcus Bellchambers walk past, of course off the track at the moment, wearing number 17, the tallest man may be in the competition. And another who, of course, has been an exponent of skills in another sport. He played in the National Basketball League for the Hobart Tassie Devils and was one of the better players. I got to meet him there and he's an absolute star. Gentlemen, you meet plenty of good people, don't you, Cheeky? It's all good. And someone like him who I never thought when I was watching him play basketball that the next time I see him would be the opposite end of the country and he's playing cricket.
And how's your neck now after speaking to him?
He's a big man.
Didn't get a little bit of whiplash there, looking up there.
He's tall, isn't he?
He is.
Yep.
He's a giant of a man. And when you see him out there batting, see his little stick that he holds.
Yep.
Using called a bat.
Short starts in, and his first delivery is worked away into the outfield. They'll have one. They won't come back for two. It's 3 now for 58. 9 overs down. After this one, you would think they might have a drinks break. Dew and Fraser out there at the moment. 3 for 58. The run rate is 6.33. Overs remaining 10.5. A teasing game at the moment. Hard to know which way this elastic band will be stretched.
Yeah, they really need to get the partnership going here. If I was out there with them, I'd be saying that, let's just count down the tens. They've just turned over the partnership of 10 runs, and now I'd be saying, right, come on, let's just get to 20, and then let's just get to 30, and just have those small little targets and tick them off.
Yes, they'd be looking for a competitive total to be run down, EV2, with some strong batting. Kratzmann's been good, but they've got just the 12 fit players. They've had to work through some pain. This ball is pushed in the air, down the ground on the onside. It'll roll on the ground. They're thinking about a second. No, the throwback is strong and bold and straight. And it's the restriction of just one run. 9.2 overs down. It's 3 for 59.
It's really impressive how EV2 are fielding out there. They must be, as we said, feeling really sore, but they're certainly putting in every effort they can to get to the ball.
Yes, they're closing in and they're being supportive of each other. No matter what happens, the hands are clapped as this return after a single has been taken bounces back to the keeper, and the score up to 60 minutes. 60, 3 for 60, Dew 8 and Fraser 7. The men out in this chase so far, or chase of runs, Roach made 17, Robinson 5 and Khawaja 14. And the man who did so well with the ball, Fernandez, 2 for 11. What a good bowling performance off his 4. He's in the field now as short bowls, and this has worked away on the onside. No possibility of a run. It just tapped away with not a lot of power, and they stay as is. Bit fresh out there, mate. Now, you still haven't got any shoes on. I know there have been some sales on in Mildura. I've spotted them, and so I might give you a list of where you can buy some clobber if you wish. This ball is on leg stump, and it's swept well out towards the backward square boundary. Won't go all the way. Brilliant fielding out there by Matty Harris, who got it back quickly. That was good work. Well timed, well placed, but not quite just enough power to get it through. 3 4 61, Dew 9, Fraser 7. And we are one shy of the end of this over. We may have drinks. We'll wait and see.
Well, as you know, Peter, I do go out and do the pitch report and so forth before the match. And as you know, Les Bird Eddy says that the best way to have a feel of the pitch is with bare feet. So that's the eye, that's the plan.
So you believe everything Les says, do you?
Absolutely. 40 years at Adelaide Oval, who wouldn't?
Yeah, no, he's a good man.
I reckon he even brought in all those magpies that you've been talking about running around eating, because there's a few black beetles out there, and Les wouldn't be happy with that.
It's really amazing too, as we are going to have a drinks break. That sounds good. The good news is, yes, we are having a drink, and I'll tell you that it's fun and games here. This is the last day of competition. This is the battle between first and fourth to go into the final, and we'll be back with more broadcasting from Mildura in the drinks break.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time. It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They helped me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions. Official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
It's all good stuff here. I can tell you it's 3 for 62. Fraser and Dew. Last wicket falling with a score of 48. 3 for 62 after being sent in. Roach made 17, Robinson 5 and Kawaja 14. Peter Walsh and Michael Kasperovich are chatting away. Sun shining, but we're protected by the sun because we're sitting in our little press box. And Michael, as I welcome you back, we're swinging into action and a good match is underway as this first ball is a full toss and it's smashed out to the boundary on the offside for a 4. Good shot.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, fantastic start to that. Certainly that halfway mark in your innings. You sit back now after the beginning and think, okay, well, you're looking at the total. Where are we going to get to here? And we've seen throughout the whole tournament that batting first here at wonderful facilities, you've got to be sort of more than 150 at least.
Lear bowls, and this ball is pushed away on the offside. That's not a bad shot either. There's plenty on it. They're going to get just the one because there was protection out there, running after the ball in one heck of a hurry. Sipple, but he got some support from his teammate and they get back for 3 for 67. The score to tick 2. Dew is 9 and Fraser is 13.
And the key to getting to that 150 is through this partnership right now. The two of them right in. I think they've got about 20 odd runs between with the two of them.
Yep.
Just that sort of little start again after a couple of wickets, but it's just see how they go.
That ball on leg stump is whipped away towards mid-wicket. Good shot, but along the ground all the way. And it's fielded out there by... That's Kratzman, the big fella. His dad's about the place. Neville, he's in his 80s.
Is he? Yeah.
And his wife is one of the leading... You ready for this, unless I've already told you?
No.
One of the leading tap dancers in Queensland. at her age.
Well, as good Queenslanders, it doesn't surprise me that
Yes.
they're leading something.
Settle down. They've done pretty well in the footy world of recent. This first ball that we're talking about right now is hit down the ground, but it bounces to the fieldsman in the deep and they go through for 1. 3 for 69. Dew is 10. Fraser 14. And if you look at the runs that have been scored, that's okay, but there's been 3 that have been in double figures but haven't gone on. This is so important, this partnership, as you so rightly said, as Leard in bowls a full toss on leg stump, and that's hit beautifully out to the boundary forward of square. A loose delivery, and I tell you what, Leard wouldn't be all that happy with that because that means he's had 11 runs so far off his first over.
Yeah, the key is really, obviously the dot ball is number 1. Wickets is number 1. Dots and then ones, and you just want to restrict the boundaries. And 2 of them so far this over. He's still got another ball to come.
Yes, he'd be disappointed as he comes in and delivers, and it's tapped away behind square on the offside. There won't be a score there, but a productive over. We had 2 fours and 3 singles. That means a total of 11. 3 for 73 with Dew on 14 and Fraser on 14. Would there have been any hesitation from your mind about winning the toss and saying to the opposition, you can have a bat?
Well, normally in this form of the game, teams love to chase. We see that at IPL and certainly Big Bash. Teams prefer to chase, and they have the confidence that they can chase anything down. I've been really interested here, though. I think we've seen sides like to bat first and set the total. And it's amazing that pressure, a run rate just in the back of the mind, a couple of wickets too, how much that damages that chase. But I think here it's the opportunity to set our total. And I think ideally if you're batting first, you'd love to get around that sort of 170. I said 150, but if a couple of good overs here really put you in a position where it's going to be hard to get.
Partnership is worth 25. Oh, ball full length. It looked as if it slipped out of his hand for a moment and he was smashed down the ground for 4.
Well, I think it's just the change of paces there. Now, it'll be interesting to see if it's sort of how he bowls that slower ball. But certainly threw it right up there. And, great work. Temptation is to sort of try to hit it hard and maybe go across it and drag it to the leg side. But he was more than content of just going straight and knew that if he get straight past that mid-off, it was always going to be 4.
Well, in no way was that a short ball from short. It was just the opposite. And he got hit hard and punished accordingly. It's 3 for 73. Short in, right arm over. And down the wicket, hit back down the ground. And was it off the fingers onto the stumps? Yes, it was. It's one of those freakish ones where you don't want someone to be run out like that, but he was quick enough to put his hand down and knock it.
You stay in your crease, I think, for the non-striker. I know you're quick and you're looking to rotate that strike, but you just got to be aware of that ball when it's hit back so hard.
3 for 77. Michael's got something special to say at the end of this over. Anything that he says is special as they go for a single off the next ball that's pushed out towards wideish mid-off and they're through for a single. We've talked about the importance of supporting not just the teammates, but the opponents, but the people that are supporting here at the cricket, the relatives and friends who are gathering and will gather here today for the final, which is on at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And the messages that you can deliver as a friend, you might not have ever met the person, but Michael's had the experience of travelling overseas representing Australia and doing that boldly. And some thoughts, because we are here for the spirit of cricket. That's what we're publicising and that's what we hope you're enjoying. We're covering 3 for 78. This ball held up and hit in the air down the ground. Anyone there? No, a bounce. There was someone there, but the ball bounced before Fernandez needed to get in. And there is just the 1 run. 3 for 79.
He just checked his shot there. He knew they just wanted to go straight down the ground, Grant Dew. But managing just to get the 1, it was good. Fernandez right down there. He's a tall man too.
Yeah.
Hitting
good,
with the breeze.
Good field position. This one, he advances, leaves his crease and plays it wide. Sipple will run around from extra cover and do the fielding. But a good shot too. Controlled stroke. These two now developing a very significant partnership. Last wicket falling with the score at 48. It's now 80. So let's work that out too. 32 runs. This is the big partnership in this game. Next ball. He holds it back, hit on the half volley, deep down the ground. Fernandez, the man who's been in this game. He bowled 4 overs and took 2 for 11, so he's been pretty good. Let's just work it out. A bit hard to see the screen here as we can watch that again.
We are watching the replay here. Enjoy. This was the one hit straight back down the ground in that last over from short, and he's managed to, like you said, get his hand down. Oh, hang on.
Oh, hang on, all right.
That's the other end, of course. There was no appeal.
No.
From the, so the umpire doesn't have to make a decision if there's no appeal. Interesting.
Very, very snappy work by our cameramen, because from what we saw, that looked to be massive trouble with the capital T.
Or 3-letter word called out, I suppose, out of his ground. But, yeah, as we said. Anyhow, it all moves forward here. Kratzmann is coming on to have a bowl here, the skipper. We'll go then enjoy wine, char, grill and bar, which we've had the pleasure of actually spending a little bit of time on this these couple of days too. Here was the replay of that one that's straight back. Now, whether it's hit the hand...
And there was certainly, I reckon, you could see
like
them fingers move. It's hard from where we are, but it looked like there might have been a touch. Interesting. This ball is Kratzmann in the attack, and it's pushed away on the offside. I don't want to digress away from spirit of cricket, but there's plenty to talk about, as you can see, with a T20. But you've been around the world, you've travelled, and you've seen, and you've listened, and you've been able to help. And I think it's good that we get this message across for the support, not just for the teammates, but for those, as that ball's cut away well out through backward point, and it's going to be, I don't know, it was stood on, the ball was, picked up, and because we've got the rope there, we get some sort of an idea, but I don't think that went to the boundary.
No, it didn't. No, it's a good bit of footwork. Great bit of footwork by Grant Nelson there. I haven't seen him on the dance floor in Mildura, but maybe the twinkle toes. Hey, yeah, look, and that's the best part about this whole format here. All the players coming together from different parts of Australia even in a draft system to actually represent these teams individually. So you're brought together and, you know, not forced to be mates or friends or that, you're teammates. But what I've loved watching is why everyone is really connected.
Yeah, that's a good word. I like that. Kratzmann in bowls just outside the off stump. Jag back a fraction, applauded by the skipper, who says, well done, skipper. 3 for 83. Dew was on 18 and Fraser on 20. We're 12.5 overs into this match. Kratzmann bowling the fourth ball of his first over. And it's a loose ball down the leg side, dragged behind square. Fernandez picks up, gets it back in a hurry. Good pick up, excellent throw. Wicket keeper. Woo! The bails are in the air all of a sudden, but not to be able to stop that extra run. It's 3 for 84.
Great running between the wickets there. It went straight to the man at short fine leg. But obviously, following there and good understanding between these two. Talking about the partnership is just sort of putting them in a position now where I've just got a feeling that they're feeling a bit more comfortable. We're finding the boundary occasionally through now. I'm sure that Kratzmann, the captain, is just moving the field, getting it right before the next delivery.
He's in now. And that's dragged away on the onside, hit hard, just shy of bouncing. It's not a maximum. It's a 4. It's a bold stroke. Picked up superbly on the half volley and clubbed away on the onside. Fraser, 24. Dew is 19. It's 3 for 88. One ball remaining in this over.
I love that there. As we said, they're sort of like just feeling comfortable now, looking to drag that ball to the leg side. That's certainly his zone. Won't be surprised if he goes again.
Last ball of his first over. Wide outside the off stump. Cut, good shot, but straight to Fernandez, who's in the game. There's only one of him out there, but he seems to be all over the place.
He's everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah, end of the over. It's 3 for 88 with Dew on 19 and Fraser on 25. And Patrick, you're ready to come in, aren't you? That's good. I'm happy about that. Patrick to come in and say hello at 3 for 89.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
We're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, 13 over mark. Lightning Storm 3 for 89. Decent partnership starting to combine here between Dew and Fraser. Pat Silcox, Michael Kasperovich with you. As we continue just to procrastinate, Casper, about what is going to be a strong total here. That's a big lunge down to leg from Jason Fraser, and it's just going to pitch one bounce inside of the rope. Certainly maximise his opportunities there.
Yeah, the boundaries are coming now, aren't they? And that was the key. You just want that at least one per over. Throw your singles in there. If you're getting 8 or so runs and over, really good. They've got 7 at the moment, and with 6.5 overs remaining, you're looking like I think most teams want to see a sort of 170. That's really it's just enough to put some real pressure on the team chasing.
So these two coming together with a score at 3 for 48. So they're approaching their 50-wicket partnership. As you can see, Steindl and Kratzmann just workshopping some ideas here. I'm sure the shipper's probably telling the bowler that I can't set a fill for that ball you just bowled.
Yeah, true.
You've got to get him up, lad.
But he showed in his intentions, isn't he, Fraser? He sort of took a little bit of time, obviously the getting in period, but right now he's sort of looking at that going square on the onside.
Goes again, and this time he's going to pick up another boundary. Not quite getting it over the rope, but he's sort of feeling like this is his go moment. We know he's come in with a bit of an injury with the right knee, and maybe he's starting to really struggle with it, so he's figured, I'm just going to go now.
Well, yeah, hit it over the fence and you don't have to run, do you?
That's the easy
I
option.
suppose that's the benefit of it. Yeah, and you just see the way he's playing. And the key there is obviously the length, is being able to get under the ball. And also, too, anything just outside that off stump, he's going to have that sort of arc, that swing of his hands, just to release it. Obviously, keeping your head still down over the ball as you're striking it when you hit it hard is the key.
It is. And this is good going against Steindl, who's been one of the premier bowlers in the tournament so far. So he hasn't yet made an impact on the scoreboard.
Change of the field. I think they're putting a deep mid-wicket in place out here. There's also a fielder.
They got one at backward square because that's where they've been going, haven't they?
Yeah. So with that, the mid-wicket fielder, and so he's gone back on the fence. 2 men in the deep on the onside after that last shot.
Cleverly this time it goes wide outside the off stump. And all he can do is push it out to the offside, Fraser, and they've ringed up nicely there, so they'll prevent the run.
Yeah, he's got a deep cover and also a deep long off as well, just on the offside. Sorry.
Well, they're going to scamper through for the quick single. Despite the efforts of Grant Nelson, so they managed to rotate the strike there. So the right-handed Dew now back into view, 3 for 98.
And that running between the wickets has been a highlight for him. Whereby they're doing that all the time and just rotating it, getting the singles over it. As we said, the 2 boundaries in the first 2 balls of the over presents a good, as I was saying, platform to finish it off.
And we see the partnership 50 off 38 deliveries in 31 minutes, so 9 from this over. They've certainly got them going north, and that's exactly where they want the run rate to go. Currently 7.17. Steindl bowls into the track and it's under edge there. It was called a wide. I thought he actually hit it from where I was watching, but umpire calls it a wide. Just too much for Glenn McFadden to deal with there. It just absolutely almost rolled away there, and they'll get back through for a couple.
It did keep low, didn't it?
It did.
And obviously there for the wicketkeeper, indicating as much as well. Glenn McFadden just sort of saying with his hand, he's sort of like not pushing it down, but how low it kept.
This time it's swung away to the onside and is stationed backward square on the rope. You'll clean it up just for the single. So 3 for 102, last ball of the 14th over. And they're steadily getting that run rate up in towards the mid-7 region. If they can get up somewhere around 8, 8.5, they'll be pretty happy with that. Full pitcher, Fraser swings it away with vigour. They have got that man there now at backward square, so they'll restrict it to just the single. So into 14 overs, the Lightning Storm are 3 for 103.
And a good over too, 10 runs off that. As we mentioned, there's 6 overs remaining.
So we look at the other big semi, which is 2 versus 3 at the John Hall Oval. RJR All-Stars, a 5 for 102 midway through the 15th. So yeah, it's probably in the balance a little bit there. We feel with the Sandgropers' power at the top of the order, they're going to need to get a move on there, the All-Stars.
Well, they've demonstrated that the whole tournament, haven't they, the Sandgropers? And look, yeah, we've seen that sort of that one. Normally when sides are getting like 150, 160, trying to chase.
Yep.
You know, but I think this, 130, 140s, which looks like where the RJR team are get to the mark. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, finals are a different kettle of fish, aren't they? Extra pressure as Kratzmann swings away from Fraser, who hits down the ground. Man comes in off the rope and will restrict the single. Of course, we've got those bottom 4 finals going on around town as well. Tara Taverners are playing Phoenix Firebirds at Sarah Oval. That score is 4 for 108 at the start of the 18th over. The Taverners certainly picked up a little bit of momentum, I reckon, after their performance last night.
Yeah, well, they won that toss there and elected to bat. So, look, you'd love to get off to a bigger score, but they got them on the board.
As Jew hops into that across the leg side, there might have been a stop there by the man at short fine leg just outside the single. Not sure if it was a catching opportunity, but certainly took a bit of pace off the ball, didn't he?
Well, that's one way to look at it. I think it did just didn't stick. It would have been a wicket if it had been. Not easy to claim. But, yeah, Kratzmann doing a pretty good job here. As we said, this stage of the innings, you're happy with just the singles.
Gets Fraser on the toe there. Was right on the block holes. He tried to work it away to the onside.
Happy with dots, of course.
Yeah, yep. Skipper's really trying to do a number on them here. Back into the second power play. Down the leg side, it's swung away. Fraser's got some good bat on that. The chase is on, but it will get to the rope for another 4.
Yeah, very handy there. We'll just get. I think it was a bit too straight. Obviously,
dragged it
down too. Yeah, and just he was able to get a cross bat shot on it, enough bat on it, bottom edge, to get it nice and fine. And look, every boundary, you know how important that really is here. And yeah, so the skipper's sort of having a look, and obviously disappointed with that.
Oh, he might have gone through him this time, has he? Yes, he's on his way, Fraser. I wasn't sure if the keeper may have knocked them off, but McFadden was pretty confident that Kratzmann had done the deal there on James Fraser, and he's on the way for 40. That's a key strike for EV2 here at the back end of the second power play.
He'd been striking the ball so well, Jason Fraser, and been looking at that onside, looking at that cow corner or somewhere straight down there. Well, if he could just, as I mentioned earlier, just get underneath the ball. Unfortunately, that time he couldn't. With the look like this on the Enjoy Wine Char Grill and Bar action replay, we'll just have whether it is a stumping or whether it hit the stumps. No, it did.
Got
Straight through him.
Yep.
Well bowled.
As you mentioned, though, Fraser was always at most comfort hitting across the line, wasn't he? We didn't see a lot of him through the offside, but good bowling from Kratzmann, trying to entice him to take that risk on of hitting across the line, and ends up getting the result, the skipper. So Fraser 40 from 32 deliveries, 6 boundaries. As we come up here with the last ball of the 15th over, we'll take a short little break at the end of this one. Kratzmann 1 for 14, and he's bowling now to Darren Hill, who's taken on the pad and appeal from Kratzy. Umpire says not out. Into 15 overs, and the Lightning Storm 4 for 109.
The psychological health and safety culture of your workplace is vital to the success of your organisation. Are you addressing psychosocial hazards in the workplace? Learn to create a positive mental wellbeing culture where your business and your people flourish through our in-person, live online, and self-paced e-learning courses. Scan and visit our website for more information.
And we are back here.
The psychological health and safety culture of your workplace.
The Global Over 50s T20 Festivale. There's been lots of sights and delights and a little change here in the commentary box. Darren Cheeks.
Yes, I'm back into the attack, as I like to say with you, as the big opening bowler. This is an exciting game so far. I think this is the best fielding I've seen this week, and there's so much effort being put in, and I've seen some of those sprints for the ball that you can just see that they're using every bit of energy they can of their sore bodies and legs going through, and it's been an outstanding effort, I think.
Oh, it sure has, and I think we've seen that, the effort throughout. I think, and even the desperation to stop every single run as Short's in. High ball up there, just gone over the top. Sort of had to check his shot there, didn't he? Because that change of pace, he wasn't able to get right onto it. But interesting bowling here, and look, we talk about totals, and we've got 5 overs, 4.5 overs left. What do you reckon, Cheeks?
Well, we got that wasp up there saying 156. I think they might get around the 170. I just feel that these two have had a really good partnership, and that they had a partnership, of course. We just had that wicket, but the new batter Hill's come in and he's just smacked a 4 off his second ball. So, but it's been the partnership before very good. The two batsmen are well over the 120 run rate, so they're keeping more than a run a ball here. So it's 7.43 now. So no, I'm confident there might be a 170, 180.
He's gone again there, Darren Hill, but missed it. He just missed that one, and I like that from Short. He's just going with that change of pace, threw it up there again, looking to drag it to the onside again was Darren Hill after that great shot just before. And we'll just double check. I'm pretty sure it was just our bowled having a little discussion.
Yes, even batsman Hill's not sure what happened there, and he just got himself all tied up in a knot as we see the replay coming in. Tosses it up and just drops under him, and even there I can't see whether he got bowled or stumped. Here we go. Here's a better angle.
Yeah, it looks this way that he's just that slower ball. He was through his shot there, fooled him. He did come down.
Absolutely, yep.
Just clipped that stump there.
Bowled, and the keeper took a lovely catch off the stumps. But that was it. It was a good slow ball. It looked like it was going to be full, and Hill came down to get it on the full, but it just dropped on him beautifully and went under him, and he got himself in all much of a pickle, and he's not going to feel too good with himself off of there.
So Damien Grant's the new batsman coming out now. Ju's actually 22 of his 19 deliveries.
I've been standing just outside near the door as, doing this third umpiring job because Billy Bowden's keeping me on my toes today, especially with the timing, the fielding. I felt like in the 14th over, EV was maybe feeling like they're a little bit down, and so they did a lot of field changes, and the over rate really slowed down in the last couple. So they're actually 5 minutes behind time now, so that they'll need to also speed up a little bit here or they'll get their restrictions.
So John Short, the next delivery, and just turned on the leg side by Damien Grant there. Just turning it over. It's always good, that first ball, to get off the mark, of course.
And get down to the other end.
So what else do you talk to Billy? Does he get bored out there? Does he just chat to you on the
Well, he started giving me more jobs than I thought I would been doing during the week today.
Short again. A little bit of an outswinger there. High ball. But that's one bounce to the man down at long on.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah, so what did he? Yeah, so what's Billy up to?
Oh, he said to me, "Well, I just have to keep you on your toes here, Cheeky. That's why you get the big money." And I said to him, "Well, I don't know, haven't seen this big money, but good story."
Great stuff. Once again, a little over pitched that time, but with the deep cover, there's a deep point and a deep mid off. Out all on the fence there. I think they're more than happy for it just to get a single there and finish the over. 117 for 5.
4 overs remaining. So they really need, my call of getting 170. This is going to be a big 4 overs, isn't it?
Well, we saw
the 12 and over.
We saw the other day there was a 34 run over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all very possible. And I think... as they're batting out now, in this partnership as they do it. But Ju, he's been there for 20 deliveries. He's had a good look at it. And I say he's the guy that's going to have to unleash.
And if I remember rightly, I think that over from Roach was around about the 16th over, and we were thinking, right, this is only going to be a total of 130, much the same as what it's looking, and then, yes, comes out with this 5 sixes and a 4. It was magnificent.
Nice and throwing it right up there. It was Sipple with the little off spinner, I think. Just a little doorknob, we call those.
If you have sweepers on the inner ring, we had the little sweeper come around, run around and stop that nicely to just only allow the single. Comes Sipple again and puts it just outside off as Juice steps across and just puts it on the onside. There's a little bit of a fumble there, but luckily they're working as a fantastic team, and there was someone who'd run around and backed up only a metre behind him to clean up, so that was great teamwork there in the field.
It certainly was. There's been plenty of examples of that as Sipple just gets it through there. Playing a miss. Wide. Yeah, playing a miss, and I suppose he couldn't reach it. That's why.
What's happening with Billy there? Did you see that? He called a wide. He just went wide. There was no dance. There was no movement.
You reckon he's also getting...
He must be getting tired.
A little bit tired. It's gone leg side with a big shot there. It's only just missed the stumps. Gave himself a little room. Stepped across. And then in the deep there's a deep mid-wicket, deep long on, and a deep forward square leg. Look to paddle that around. I think you call it a ramp shot. I think I've heard it. Shots described like that.
Well, as we said yesterday, it does look a bit different when you're doing a ramp and the ball's that slow that it probably wouldn't even get down to the boundary anyway. But it's nice to see how aggressive, and he's jumping around the wicket and making them all think what they have to do.
Oh, that's exactly part of it. Just change the bowler's plan there. The line he's bowling, and then by stepping right across. I'll tell you what we haven't seen a lot of is reverse sweeps.
Well, we saw a couple of reverse ramps last night.
but almost like a Glenn Maxwell, where they virtually turn around and hit it hard as almost like a left-hander. The right-hand batsman to swap it over. Throwing up nice and high. High ball there. Once again, just the single bounce. Oh, and beaten square leg. Direction perfect. We're just going out there. Did Billy give it 6?
Yes, Billy's called
it 6. I missed that.
And again, with no antics, he just went 6. I've never seen. I hope he's okay out there. Might have to check on him at the change of innings. Back in your day, Casper, the ramp shot, the reverse sweep, it seems to be only something that time goes pretty fast, and it seems to be something that's only come in the last few years. But was there much reverse sweeping and ramping in your day?
None. I remember even saying to Mark Waugh about when you see against a fast bowler, now the ramp shot, of course, is the guy who's landing his Yorker. Mm-hmm. It's virtually going front on, turning around front onto a fast bowler. And asked Mark Waugh, would you ever go at that? And he said, no way in the wide world. And he's one of the best batsmen. So it was coming in. There was a couple of players. Adam Crosswaite from Victoria in domestic cricket was one of the first to introduce. So I know at domestic level... But I guess it's innovation, call it that. I think that's where we've seen over time. Obviously, bats always led, I suppose, the game, and certainly in the shorter versions. But there's been, I like to think, the bowlers evolved as well. Slower ball bounces with John Short there, even his pace there, and I wouldn't call that a change up, that delivery. Maybe that's the other way, the change down. But it's just great to see. It's all part of the skills that obviously you see, and how it's transferred even here, as we said, the over 50s. T20 Festivale in Mildura. Bit of room. Oh, and just managed to get that inside edge to Drew, and he's just managed to get enough of it, so it missed the stump. The keeper couldn't come anywhere near it either. But a nice full delivery from John Short. 3 runs.
And great fielding by McFadden, the keeper. He had to run all the way down to the fine leg boundary. Here he is coming in, and he's sucking in the air now, getting that oxygen back as he's had to run within a metre of the boundary to save the 4. So that was fantastic effort by him.
He was the closest, that's why.
Yeah.
Everyone else is well in front of the wicket. So as far as he's concerned,
Yeah, with their reverse sweeps and the ramps and so forth, what they do. And I know when you're out there batting and you start dancing around and move to the off and move to the leg, the bowlers just get so grumpy with you. So,
well, it's, I used to say, just stay still so I can hit you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look, and that's the beauty of it. I think that we've seen that. And as I mentioned, for a fast bowler now, that slower ball bouncer they're sort of bowling, I would never have dreamt of trying anything back in the day. Let's see if John Short has got for us another full ball, and I think just that he's landing that sort of really full ball, the Yorker, and it's proving a handful. Certainly to finish off this stage of the innings, and only 4 runs off this over is really well done.
Dew's doing well, but Short's making him stay back. He's a bit nervous about missing the ball when outside and that stumping because he's staying right behind the line.
He has done. He's gone full again, just over pitching. But with the field, all on the fence on the offside, it was only able to get 1. That's the end of the over. The 18th over gone, 135 for 5.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, 1 meal, 1 match, 1 moment of joy.
Heading towards the end of the 20 overs that will be faced, and you'd expect that there will still be someone out there at 5 for 135 as this first ball of the next over is hit with power and authority, and it went all the way, and that is a maximum as Kratzmann gets back to pick it up. A lusty blow, last wicket falling with a score at 114. It's now 141. That was a bold blow of Michael Kasprovic.
Solid bit of work there, wasn't it? Got Billy moving. He was back into an enthusiastic 6 signal.
Dew is the highest scorer in this dig, and he attempts to do the same again over mid-wicket. He's hit that strong and powerfully, and that's gone for 6 as well, another maximum.
There he is. He got a little bit lower in that one too, Billy. He was down on in sort of the forward, I guess you dropped 1 knee, was on the ground. Very enthusiastic with that one. Well, let's see what he's got for his third one, if being the next ball. And this is the part, isn't it? You catch up your runs really quick when you're in.
You do.
We've seen that many times.
Due to a wide ball, which will be signalled accordingly, that he just got his bat to it in the finish, 5 for 147. And when you've got a Jew, you've got someone who excels in sport in Australia, someone as an AFL footballer playing in a premiership in 2008, and he loves being involved in sport. And I tell you what, this bloke Jew hits the ball all right, if you don't mind. He's 49 off 30, 5 for 148, and we're 18.3 overs into this 20-over game. Next ball from Stendhal on leg stump. It's whipped away very smoothly out towards the deep backward square leg boundary, picked up by Kratzmann, who gets rid of it very quickly, and they're able to get through for a couple. Dew might just have had the one. Dew 49 now, and it's 5 for 149. Next ball outside the off stump, and it's dabbed away by Grant. Or is that Dew? It's a bit hard with the screen here.
Yeah,
and we can pick it up. Dew, and that's his half century. Well done. Well done indeed. 5 for 150. Not out 50. 51 minutes now. Let's have a look at C. We're 5 for 150. 1 ball remaining in the second last over. And there's a confident shout for LBW, but the batsmen seem to be well down the track on the onside, attempting to knock it away. A leg by, I think that's the kicking action there of the man who does what we need to do, and that's tell us what's going on. 5 for 151 with the last wicket falling at 114, so they've hurried along, haven't they?
They have, and certainly those 2 sixes off the first 2 balls help you get to that. Now, 151, I think, is a pretty good result. I spoke earlier today, sort of in the start they had. That's where you wanted to get to. So anything here, I reckon, is going to be a big bonus.
Well, the score, let's have a look. 1 for 32, 2 for 42, 3 for 48. At 4 for 109, well balanced. At 5 for 114, perhaps the fight back there from EV2 was going to put them in the driver's seat. Or maybe they've moved into the passenger seat now, because that score of 5 for 151, and you'd reckon double figures may be in the last over. We'll see, get them up around 160, which will be a reasonable chase getting into the final for the winner.
Well, 6 deliveries. And you want to sort of at least 2 boundaries in here is what you're really after. As you mentioned, another 10 runs at 160 is what they're after. And looking at the field they're setting, we've got deep, mid-wicket, cow corner even, around long on, long off, and deep cover.
Last over, 5 for 151. Ball is a slower ball, hit back down the ground on the onside for 1. Sipple bowling the last over. He's taken 1 for 25. Fernandez, 2 for 11, the strike bowler of substance. 5 for 152. Jew would be pleased with his productive effort in the middle of this spectacular venue. He's got 50 not out. Grant's 8. Jew waits. Slower ball outside the off stump. He didn't time it as much as he would have liked. It's punched out towards the sweep. Oh, misfield. Will they run on the misfield? I think they might. They get back for 2. It went in a hurry, it bobbled around, and they were able to come back for 2. Jew 52, Grant 8, 5 for 154 with 4 balls remaining.
And great watching there by Grant, knowing that putting pressure on the field, as everyone in the deep knows, they're coming back.
Next ball is tossed up, and he waits for it, tries to drag it away, misses and is bowled. So that wicket now has the score at 6 for 154 in the last over, with Jew out for 52, batted well too. Let's have another look at it.
Ashley Sipple, well bowled here. He just sort of decided to throw it up. He knows that he's going to be looking into the onside, and I think it's just the length might just fool him there, because it keeps a fraction lower again and straight through there. Oh, they're very happy with that.
Handy to get rid of the man who walks off briskly. He doesn't mess around with his cricket. He's charging off. It looks as if his body's all right. And Grant is not out, and he'll be joined by the man who comes to the crease now, O'Brien, at 6 for 154.
It's amazing. You won't need an ice bath after that. You score 50, and the adrenaline's kicking in. The adrenaline's making it sure that nothing's hurting as much. Although now you've got to take your pads off and sit down and watch the last 3 balls of this innings. 154 for 6, as I mentioned. New batsman on strike. I was just saying and letting everyone know at home that the fielders are all straight down the wicket. Deep cover, deep long off, long on, and also a mid-wicket and deep forward square.
Sipple, success with his last delivery. Tosses up, attempt to drag away on the onside. No contact. Wicket-keeper is quick as a flash. Has the ball, looks around and walks back to where he has the ownership of that particular patch out there behind the stumps. Sipple in. Tosses up and he's taken on the pad. Big shout. Billy's not interested. They run through for what would be a leg bye, which is now signalled. So it's 6 for 155. And we're just about through this last over. So 1 ball to go. We'll have a quick chat, Michael, and then we will wait for a resumption of play when the run chase is on for a spot in the final. Last ball, Sipple bowls. Hit back just over his head, down the ground. Good shot. Hit well and not quite fielded, although that's a tight one. Did it hit the rope or what?
I think they'll ask the question, but what outstanding work down there, straight down the ground. Was that the captain in Kratzman? I'm just not sure with that. We'll have another look. Enjoy wine, chug, grill and bar. The action replay. He throws it right up there. It's great contact and with the bat. But what about this effort? Outstanding. We'll just have a...
It's a tough one,
look,
isn't it?
I think he's dragged it back. I think that's the confidence of it. And they're quite happy with that, everyone out there, and 4 off the last ball, which is the exact result they were after.
Right, well, we'll now wrap it up from here for a short break because, of course, the run chase will be on and we'll be back for every ball that will be bowled here at the Mildura Sports Precinct. They're going to flash up the final score on the screen just so that we can confirm what the total is as they jog off. What have you got there? Here we go. Final score, 6 for 157. 6 for 157. Yeah, good fun. Lots to look forward to, and it's a bit hard to make a prediction, but I'll ask you to make a prediction before we call it quits here and take a break. What do you think?
Well, I reckon that's a really good total. It's always hard chasing. I know in this form of the game, it's always, teams love to back themselves. But when you've got this run rate, it's like an extra player out there just to remind them that with a couple of early wickets, and that sort of just seems to slow it up. So we've seen that from the Lightning Storm. I think out of all the teams, I've liked their bowling attack. A couple of medium paces, they've done exceptionally well. Richard Anderson, he's got 8 wickets in the tournament so far. He's been a star, and so that's where I just think that whilst he got him, the other team obviously have to go out and get it. But I just know we're in for a cracker.
Looking forward to it. The cricket continues right throughout until the finals on local time. It gets confusing because I'm sure if you looked at your clocks wherever you are listening or watching to our coverage, it would give you a different time. But I'll tell you, in downtown the Big M Mildura, it's 11 o'clock. That's 11 o'clock on Tuesday morning, the 30th of September, as we say goodbye to September very soon. It's the score 6 for 157. Michael Kasprowicz and Peter Walsh signing off here. At the moment, we'll be back shortly from the Mildura Sports Precinct.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura, and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. EV2, Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
The psychological health and safety culture of your workplace is vital to the success of your organisation. Are you addressing psychosocial hazards in the workplace? Learn to create a positive mental wellbeing culture where your business and your people flourish through our in-person, live online and self-paced e-learning courses. Scan and visit our website for more information.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions.
Sporting Precinct, second session of this semi-final between EV2 Cricket and Lightning Storm. The Storm, of course, batted first this morning and posted a tally of 6 for 157. So that means that the EV2 boys, Michael Kasperovich, need 158 from 20 at 7.9 per over.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a bit of a challenge, this. Mind you, having said that, it's going to be a challenge because we've seen the Lightning Storm's bowling attack.
Yeah.
And they've been really good, led by Richard Anderson. He's got 8 wickets for the tournament so far, 4 coming in one particular innings. But a little bit different with their bowling attack. They've got a couple of medium paces that seem to go pretty well compared with that slower off-pace bowling.
Yep. All right, so we're underway. Nelson on strike. And he's straight into his stride, hitting down the ground. That's a great start for EV2 Cricket. It's over the rope for 4.
Fabulous start there, and unfortunately not able to drag that ball in was Doug Bennett as he went down for it, but just couldn't quite trap the ball coming through. Maybe just having a little look at that, but great. I love that. Full face, proper cricket shot, straight.
This time he's compact in defence, pushing out to the offside. We've seen a little bit of Grant Nelson, Casper, and he does like to get after it. There's no question.
Yeah, look at just another example of, from the top of the innings, hitting the ball when it presents itself without sort of taking too many risks. But, I think full face. There he goes.
Goes down the ground again. It's down towards long on. There is a man on the rope down there. Yeah, I guess as a new ball bowler, you're not expecting someone to come at you from the first ball. You're just trying to get your rhythm and obviously your mindset of where you want to land them, and then all of a sudden, bang, it's straight over your head. It throws you off track a bit.
Well, the other thing too, as a fast bowler, and you've got a brand new ball in your hands, is not only just obviously you know where you've got to get the ball, but it's actually making it happen for one. But the other thing too is how much this ball's going to swing.
Yeah.
So different grounds, the wind, the breeze. There's a little bit of adjustment there. Certainly the first few balls, and you haven't got a lot of time to get it right.
I guess for your case in point, being an outswing bowler, it's about how far do I pitch it on leg or middle of leg, and make sure that the batsman has to play.
Well, I'm not sure I swung it that much, but yeah, it was.
I don't know.
It was more sort of and the length is the most important thing, not only the line.
Anderson bowls to Sipple, who's pushing out into the offside. He's going to be a key man in this chase. Has certainly stood up in big games for EV2 Cricket previously. He was one of the mainstays last season. And hasn't really got a big score yet. Maybe he's just biding his time, waiting for the big one.
Giving himself some time at the crease, maybe here today. He certainly is a great striker of the ball.
Open face as he runs it down towards the man at long off. In fact, the man at long off is not going to get there. It's hit that well by Ash Sipple that it's going to go to the rope. So this is a show of intent from EV2 Cricket. They're off to a flyer.
Well, they are, and I was saying good cricket shots there. He just sort of placed that, didn't he? He's just sort of giving it that. I'm using the term full face because it's less risky. Certainly with the ball bouncing a little bit low here. He's giving himself every chance, and just then, even just opening that face a little bit to get it through for 4.
ball pitch, which has just chopped a bit of a bottom hand, turning the blade there as he just hits it into the wicket square for no run.
Yeah, the bottom hand comes in. I think he was looking to do it again, but sometimes he looked at it a little bit too hard. And that's when the bottom hand takes over, so just chopped it there. But a great start, none for 9 in the very first over of what's going to be a pretty good chase here.
The other game that we're keenly watching is the one at John Hall Oval, the other semi between teams 2 and 3. In that game, the RJR All-Stars finished with a score of 8 for 151, so similar to what we've got here at the MSP. Sandgropers, none for 9 in the second over, so we'll keep a keen eye on that one.
As we know, the week culminates. Sorry, did I say that
Culminates.
Right? Culminates even.
Yep.
This afternoon with the final 2 o'clock, I think it is,
Yeah.
local time, whereby we've seen so much great cricket, the skills, the wonderful facilities. We keep coming back to that, and the experience of being down here and being part of this spirit of cricket has been great. I've really enjoyed it. I loved it. You know what I have loved though too, Pat, is the way that everyone's playing, the way they're enjoying it, they're loving it, they're having fun.
Yeah. Yep. As we see Nelson again looking to go the long handle. Doesn't really make connection. He's probably fortunate that Hill didn't go straight through him there, as he just looks to rehearse a more of a traditional down the ground sort of shot as opposed to looking for cow corner.
Yeah, you see that when the eyes get a bit large and look to hit a little bit too hard.
Nicely bowled by Darren Hill. He's got the breeze to deal with his outswing here. He's certainly been a big swinger of the ball so far through the competition.
Yeah, I talked about just that little bit of time, but we've seen that ball swinging away.
Nelson is backing across and trying to swing it down the ground. And that's a good piece of fielding from the Storm to make sure he hustles back towards the striker's end.
And this is the point too. I know at the start you're coming out, you're looking to score runs quickly and do all that. And with 3 dot balls, no runs so far, all of a sudden the pressure. Let's see what Nelson can do here.
Lofted down the ground. And he's going to be dropped, unfortunately. Just got away from the man who was coming in off the rope down there. Might have been Robert Booley, I reckon, in the number 18. Did a great job to make the ground, but just got him right at the death there. We'll probably get a chance to have another look, but gee, that would have been a huge scalp to get in that second over, wouldn't it?
And really well bowled there, as saying that sort of those dot balls plays on the batsman's mind, and you're thinking, I've got to find the fence. And he just, once again, that ball just outside off stump, slower ball almost in some ways too, and he just mistimed that, undercut it. But just there, it sort of just got away from him in the end, didn't it? And that catch in the deep, and have a closer look at how it all worked. But as we're saying, the pressure, he wasn't scoring, a little bit too wide, went too straight, and just didn't stick. He made great ground coming in. And maybe the breeze just sort of held it up as well.
So none for 10 in the second over. Nelson is 6, Sipple is 4, as we continue to see some adjustments to the Lightning Storm field. Bring the man who was out on the cover boundary up onto the ring here on the offside. So that means they've dropped maybe a third man back, have they, on the fence? No, he's up on the ring too. They've got mid-wicket on the fence. They must have one straight, have they? Down at mid-off, I reckon.
Yeah, mid-off, mid-on are back on the fence.
Okay.
And deep point. Oh, sorry, square leg.
Okay, so here's Hill pitching up, and Sipple's going to take the opportunity with the men straight down the ground deep. Just to turn over the strike and pick up the single.
That's a smart field too. I think that's where the players, if you're bowling nice and full and straight, they can only hit you straight down the ground. Tempting them to go cross-bat.
Yep. Yeah, you feel that Sipple's going to play majority straight, isn't he? As Nelson hoiks it across. There was a man there on the ring that was in the game there momentarily. Ball goes out towards deep mid-wicket, and they'll get through for a couple. Not sure if there was a hand on that as it went through from the fielder in the ring.
I'm not sure it slowed it down all, but he's certainly a leap in the air, but wasn't able to contain it. And 13 now, the total. After the 2 overs, as we sort of break it all down, interestingly, with 158 runs there, you just got to keep finding the fence. That boundary is so important. Just to keep the pressure off.
Run rate required is just a tick over 8. They're going at 6.5 at the moment, so all is well. I guess that they can keep men in the shed. Always handy to set up that platform, isn't it? To really, if you need to go big at the end, you've got men to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's it. That's the priority right now. They haven't lost a wicket. And keep it that way through these next few overs is the plan.
As Anderson goes past the outside edge of the Sipple bat, that was nicely bowled. Just a little bit back of a length and just a bit of extra bounce too. We haven't probably seen that many that have sort of carried through to the keeper, but that was well bowled.
Not really, yeah. And I think that's where the play and miss. We haven't seen too many of those, to be honest, either. Past the outside edge of the cricket bat.
Full pitch delivery, which has worked away into the onside comfortably there by Sipple. They'll get one. They'll come back for 2. It's not quite going to get to the rope as Craig O'Brien pushes through, but they will end up with 3, which is a great piece of running. The relay throw coming back in, and that's exactly what EV2 cricket need. Hustling through between the wickets there. Sipple adds 3 to his tally. He's 8. Nelson is 8. Score is none for 16.
And a good understanding between these two in running between the wickets. I'm going to say some good energy and maybe hamstring length too to be able to do that this late in the week.
You just watch him from afar at a bloke like Ashley Sipple, and he looks like he just does it easily. Never looks like he's working up a sweat. He's just got everything within his limitations. As Nelson is somehow getting that around the corner, but the fieldsman right on the job there. Not fine leg, so no run.
No runs there. Oh, he's looking good. Sipple's always looked good when he's out there, as you say. Look, I think it'd be really important for him, and he's going to be a vital part of seeing this run chase through.
Anderson pitches up, the ball's taken down the ground, and fielding to be done there by Dougie Bennett as he fires it back, so just a single. Anderson midway through his second over, none for 13. Keen to add to his wicket tally. He's been one of the more impressive trundlers that we've seen here over the past 3 or 4 days. Coming into the game, 8 wickets at 16.38. Sipple again is looking good through the covers. Can't pierce the field though. So kudos to the Lightning Storm skipper Jason Fraser. He's got his men in pretty good spots at the moment, Casper.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just as Sipple there, just get it past that cover fielder. It's going to be 4 runs left or right of him with the fielding restrictions at the moment.
As Sipple is forced back as he hits it to the bowler for no run. So at the end of 3 overs, score is none for 17. EV2 cricket in pursuit of that target set by Lightning Storm of 158.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
We're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Pat Silcox alongside of Peter Walsh. None for 17 after 3. This is, of course, the 1 versus 4 semi-final in our 2 versus 3, which is being played out at the John Hall Oval. There's a wicket fallen in the second session. Anthony Barenka was out, caught pig bowled Simmons for 12. Jamie Lee is not out 13, and the score almost at the completion of 4 overs, while she's 1 for 26.
They've been the 2 big run scorers too. 1 out and 1 not out. But excellent news coming through too. We have, as we see, the start of a new over and smashed back down the ground with a fair amount of power, but no placement. And they'll get the single. The Magpie's back, the one that we got yesterday, and then he moved off into the distance.
Well, we were concerned that he might have been part of the evening meal
yes.
of one of our colleagues, but we're satisfied to know that he is up and about. Actually, the late mail was, of course, that he'd run out of beetles on the grass out the front of us. That's why he departed. So there must be a few more beetles with a bit of overnight shower action we had.
Well, all I can do is that ball is played or attempted to play off the front foot, and it's gone through to the wicketkeeper. John, Paul, George and Ringo,
right?
The Beatles.
Yes.
He's having a picnic out there, Mag the pie, running around, bouncing all over the shop, and then all of a sudden his beak goes in to test what's going on with the grass out there. And it's good to see that he's happy and safe. That's the main thing.
Late retreat from Sipple. Must have been a little bit of chat going on behind the stumps. Hill was almost at delivery stride and had to pull up sharply. Fast bowlers don't enjoy that, so a little bit of extra vigour on that one as it's pushed out behind point. They'll get through for another single. The score is none for 19.
It was interesting that what Michael was talking about was the dollars and cents that will be sorted out eventually.
Yes.
There's a bit of money involved, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. 20,000 go to the winner. And of course, if someone's lucky enough to hit that hit me for 6 sign, that's an extra 25 to put into the kitty.
Yep. That ball short and wide and played very nicely off the back foot out towards the square boundary on the offside. And that is just that, a boundary. Good shot too, chasing 158 for victory. And best with the bat, well done to Grant Dew with 52. And also we had Fraser got 40 and 2 wickets to Fernandez. He bowled well, didn't he?
Yeah, he really got the momentum going their way early, set the tone. Great spell, 4 on the bounce from the Deakin Avenue end. That's where we're operating at the moment with Darren Hill. As Nelson launches back into that one, only an under edge, so it'll squirt down towards fine leg. They'll pick up a single.
Looked like too, as I was watching the 2 batters who were going to be coming in, you would presume, at the fall of the first and second wicket, sitting down in the players' little spot, and I'm reckoning that Bellchambers and Kratzman were the 2 that were down there. 2 of the tallest players in the competition.
2 big units.
They what?
Very long way up. As Sipple just muscles that one through the covers. He's beat the man on the ring, who's really fighting hard to try and retrieve it. Does a great job in the end. That's Matty Whedon. As he'll fire it back to the keeper, they'll pick up 2. Of course, he was so impressive with his leg spin yesterday, and I reckon he'll be a factor too in this second session today.
I've got a trivia question for you that I threw to the chaps yesterday, and look, we had some fun talking about it. It was about one of the bowlers yesterday came in and it looked like he changed direction and changed his feet motion before he bowled the ball, and it reminded me of there used to be a Victorian a Victorian bowler who did that. And most of the guys that were sitting in there said, that was Max Walker. And I said, no, it wasn't Max Walker. I know the name because I like to have trivia questions where I think I know the name.
Have you got the answer?
Yes.
Don't tell me. I'll try and workshop it.
But
what sort of era were you thinking? 80s, 90s, 70s?
I'm reckoning it would have been in the days of, I'm guessing. Unfortunately, this gentleman is no longer with us. He passed away.
Ball down the ground and, unfortunately, Doug Bennett lets it slip through his grasp. We could almost see the early celebration from Anderson because he knew that it was hit straight down the ground to the fieldsman, but they let one go through there. Score advances to none for 27.
True.
Back to your point.
And this chap who came in was a quick bowler,
but
then changed his motion as he was coming in. And there's another guy who played, that was a Victorian, but there was another guy who played Test cricket for South Africa who was known affectionately as a frog in a blender.
Paul Adams.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, Paul Adams, you're spot on, my friend. You're a whiz with this. This other one, we couldn't think of it, and then guess what? Someone appeared with the Google. And of course it was.
A fast bowler or a slow bowler?
No, fast bowler.
Not Tony Dottermaid, no?
No. But those names are coming up now, and they bring back so many memories. He had another guy who bowled for Australia whose name was spelt different, but he had the same surname, and he was very, very fast.
Right. Not Reg Hickey, no?
No, none for 28.
Nelson 16. I'm going to fire a few at you, don't worry.
Sipple 12.
Oh, that's a great shot.
That's a good shot behind square, all the way along the boundary and to the boundary, and it's 4. So the productive overs continue. We've got the run rate required 8.5, and at the moment it's 7. It's none for 32, 4.3 overs having been bowled. This is the 2025 Mildura Sports Precinct, and this is the day of substance when I won't say that careers will be thought about and talked about. Of course they will, and so too will the friendships that have been made by those that have visited from right around Australia.
Am I putting a line through pistol pull rifle or?
Yes, you are.
Okay, right.
As soon as the name was mentioned, I thought, I remember what he looked like when he ran in. There wasn't a massive amount of television then, if that helps.
No, right. So are we thinking 80s? Is that what we were saying?
Well, we're thinking that you'll have the answer shortly as the ball is hit down the ground. And you never, ever heard him, well, it shouldn't say never, that's a strong word, but called his first name. He was always the nickname. He had the nickname.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a bad question, actually, and I was pretty pleased with it because they were looking at a bowler who was bowling yesterday who looked as if he changed his stride pattern just before he bowled the ball.
Okay, we've really
Hope I've got the right answer here.
You've got my wheels really spinning at the
Well,
moment.
that's good.
I'm trying to see what I can process for you as the ball's hit out into the offside for another single.
None for 34.
Not Sean Graff, no.
No. None.
If you could pour me in a year's
No, stop
direction,
looking. Stop looking.
That would help me.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you that I'm not going to do that.
Right, so he played for Australia, this bloke.
Yeah, he wouldn't have played many tests, though, I don't think.
Was he more a one-day man?
No, I don't think the one-day cricket was in vogue.
As we see Nelson get up and underneath that one and hit it powerfully down the ground, and it's going to go all the way over the rope. So he really is getting his innings off to a great start. Moves to 27. Score is none for 40 off 5. So the run rate is 8. And the required amount, 7.87. So no doubt that EV2 cricket are on par. They're on track to get through to the final at this stage.
Good. Now, this gentleman passed away on the 31st of October 2022 at the age of 76. He was heralded as, I don't like this word, G-R-E-A-T, so I won't use it.
Right.
He was heralded as the significant white hope when picked to play against England. This is getting exciting, this, but not as exciting as the cricket. I won't go any more at the moment.
Great white hope.
Yep, none for 40's the score. Sipple 13, Nelson 27. Good solid start. The chase is on. The heat is on and the chase is on. 6 for 157. That was the target that's been set with good scores from Dew on 52 and Fraser on 40. Steady partnerships, and they hurried at the finish but got to 157. And your mind's just ticking by. It's like, I don't know, it's like a microwave that's out of control. It's making these buzzing noises. But when you know, all of a sudden, everything will rush back to you because...
Don't you hate that when that happens?
Well, it's going to happen to you. I know that because we finish on air later on tonight. So we're not, I'll give you the tip. We're not going to be sitting here at the Mildura Sports Precinct. I'm not going to be asking you questions at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll be on a boat.
We'll be on a boat, yes.
Yeah. But he wasn't known with his Christian name because he had a surname like Tangles Walker.
Right.
Like you knew his name was Max. Yeah, okay. Start of a new over. Ball is pushed back down the ground. Neat shot there. In control, the man who was on strike, and he just nudged it away. Sipple 13, Nelson 27 at the start of the 6th over. It's no wicket for 40, and I'm diving out shortly. I'll do an over or two, but then it's up to you to be... Well, in a state of flux with consternation and dissatisfaction entering your life.
Yeah, trying to come up with the answer to this
You'll
question.
come up with it. No, you will. You will. You know your cricket.
Darren Hill. As Nelson has to just check his shot, he just pushes out towards point, and they'll get through for another single.
Now, we know that he played for Victoria.
Yes.
And his namesake didn't. His namesake spelt differently, but he played and was regarded by by everyone around the world as one of the fastest bowlers in the world. Boy, did he have a go. That's wide of the off stump, and it signalled just that. Score up by 1.
So the namesake spelt differently was one of the fastest in the world, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he was a star. His name gets mentioned regularly here. I know he's a good friend of people like, I'll give you the
Is he a
clue.
friend of Michael's?
That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't had the chance to ask Michael this one. You're not sure. None for 44, 5.3 down. The target is 157. Nelson is good. He's 28. Sipple's even better. He's 15 from 15. Come on, Hilly. What have you got for us, big man? He delivers now. And it's hit in the air, straight up in the air. He might have got a wicket first ball. Is it going to land?
Oh,
there's the dive.
What a catch.
Oh, excuse me. Did you take that catch, Jason Fraser? I think he did.
The captain, he can't believe it. Look at him. He's come up stiff and sore and sorry for himself. But my goodness, let's get another look at that because that is, I will go out on the limb and say, the best catch we've seen so far during the Spirit of Cricket Festivale.
It was amazing. He just goes a whack. It's in the air. Now Fraser has to have a look and then thinks, I've got to dive. And he did. And the crowd has cheered and the ground moved.
Yeah. What an effort. What an effort to get the first breakthrough there by the Lightning Storm. And they are up and about there in the ring as they continue to celebrate that sensational effort from their captain, as we see Mark Bellchambers now, the man jogging out to the middle.
Yeah, you don't see better catches than that, do you?
No, not at all. That was outstanding.
Hill has 1 for 17. Bellchambers, the newcomer to the crease. Sipple is 15. 1 for 44. A couple of deliveries from me. And I'm thinking Cheeky will be coming in shortly.
Are you going to put me out of my misery or what?
Oh, I'm enjoying this, actually. You're squirming next to me.
Oh, jeez.
I will tell you, but just before Cheeky calls his first ball. And then I might take a photo of you grimacing.
Right.
Passed away, aged 76. 1 for 44. Oh, this is good stuff. We could have trivia all afternoon, but we must have the scores in the cricket. 1 for 44. Bellchambers, he is the former Tassie Tiger who played in the National Basketball League in Tasmania and did that beautifully. And he is there at the moment, and he's limping too. There's a few people that have got the ducks and drakes out there.
Yeah, they have. Yep. Trying to just manage and massage their way through as we get to the end of the 6th over, and it's EV2 cricket 1 for 45.
And I'll tell you what's going on in the wonderful world of cricket and our trivia shortly. 1 for 45. Bellchambers is 1 and Sipple yet to score. The chase is for 158.
Okay, Joel, the magic button while she's going to take a spell. Darren Cheeks set to join me. 1 for 45 after 6. A little bit of confusion reigning here in the commentary position, but that's fine. We're well and truly enamoured to it by now over the past couple of weeks. We just continue to just move on. And we go into power play number 2 with Bellchambers and Sipple, Darren Cheek. And how about that catch from Fraser?
How about that catch? I noticed it in those first 5-6 overs. We saw the Lightning Storm are walking wounded out there as the ball comes in and it's defended down the wicket. But they're like the walking wounded out there, and they're trying their hardest in the field, but you can see how many injuries. And Jason Fraser, when he was warming up this morning, he had a huge bandage on his knee.
He did. We're going to get another chance to have a look at it here. The sky ball from Nelson.
He never had it. He was never there.
No.
Dived out and perfect diving into the hands. That was fantastic. See the skipper leading from the front, and as I was going to say, at the end of the 5 overs, they got this rule where all the batsmen have to field for at least the first 5. The 5 finished, 2 fielders came off. There was 2 swaps. And I thought, Jason Fraser, how good is he to stay out there with his legs? But that's why, because he's the man.
He's the captain.
He's going to catch him.
Yep. Okay, so we've got Grant Dew, who's looking to try and double up here after a really good stint out in the middle in the first session. He's keen to make another breakthrough here for the Lightning Storm. Sipple is 15, Bellchambers is 2, score is 1 for 46. Of course, the other top 4 semi is currently underway, and a second wicket has fallen, and a very important one. Jamie Lee out LBW Stone for 25, and it's 2 for 47. So we watch some more live play here at the MSP. 2 for 47. Halfway through the 7th, so that one is certainly in dispute, isn't it? They need 152 to win. All of a sudden, some of that middle order cheeky are going to need to find some runs.
Dew coming in, and it's pushed on the onside, no run. Yeah, absolutely, Lee. That would be, apart from when there was that mishap in his first game and he got run out after only one run. That'd be his lowest score that he's had, being the leading run scorer by a long way in this competition.
Ball hit down the ground by Sipple. We'll just get past the bowler there, so they'll get through for a single. Now, we did hear a whisper, and we don't want to insinuate anything too much, but there was a bit of a word going around this morning that there was certainly plenty of action in some of the rooms of the Sandgroper boys last night. So whether or not that's any reason that they've lost a couple of early ones, I don't want to throw stones at glass houses. But anyway, there's still plenty of game time there to be had, so we'll certainly keep tabs.
Well, it wasn't in the rooms, I think it was out in the car park.
Oh, was it? Okay, there you go.
Yes, I heard them there for a while into the night, but no, they finished off around about 11. Would have got a nice, good little sleep there, as that ball's just paddled out into the offside, and they've just scampered through for a single.
Now, how have you been with Billy on comms? Has he been just keeping you alerted to the fact that you need to keep watching the game? Or?
Yes, he has. He's got me on the timing now, making sure that the over run rate's correct. And like in that first innings, that they started getting a little bit slow, but I think the captain did it on purpose as the lightning storm started to get a bit quicker in the run rate. They just slowed down an over, and it was a very long over compared to what normally happens. But they caught it back, and Belly was on me, making sure that we were how we got it. So I've got it all marked down for him now as when we have to have our 5 overs done, our 10 overs.
Okay, we might come back to you about when the 10th needs to be bowled. It's currently about 11:40 local time as Belchambers swings away down towards the leg side, and it will just get to the rope in front of Richard Anderson, so he adds a boundary to his tally as Billy Bowden adds more great action to the coverage with his signal of the boundary there. 1 for 52 off 7.1. So what time do we need to hit 10 overs, Cheeky, in this second session?
10 overs needs to be 11:52, so we got 11 minutes for that, so they're well on track for that. What are they, into the 8th over?
There's the ball again. Belchambers looking to go downtown, but gets to the under edge as it goes to the man on the leg side at the 45. So he'll pick up another single, 1 for 54.
Even Hilly, who's here bowling, he even coming in with a little bit of a limp, I see.
Playing a miss from Sipple as he tried to, for one of the rare times so far in his innings, take one from way outside the off stump and get it out into the onside. He's been pretty much playing the V sort of guy through his innings so far. So a bit of a rush of blood there for Mash.
We've seen some great keeping in the last couple of games. I know that last game we saw last night, and I went over and looked at the Man of the Match awards, and the keeper deservedly ended up with the Man of the Match award, and the keeping's been exceptional in these last couple of days.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
There's that one's hit. He's tried to go for the big 6, but he's really high in the air, and that's taken beautifully again by the skipper, Jason Fraser. That ball went extremely high, and if you've been outside it all, it's still very gusty, 20, 30k winds, and to see that come down, and that was fantastic catch by Jason Fraser. Got himself well under it and settled himself beautifully as we see the replay. Gets it in front of his eyes and, yes, takes it beautifully. Well done to him. That's great fielding. And that's a great wicket.
Lack of footwork, wasn't it, from Big Marcus? Just sort of swung from the stationary position there, and all he managed to do was pop it way up high into the sky and offered up the opportunity for Jason Fraser, who's on top of his game. He's not 100% fit, but he's really playing a big role in the field for his team. And a second wicket to fall now, 2 for 54. We're almost at the end of 8 overs. And one of the key men, not only in this game, but the competition, Andrew Kratzmann, strolls to the middle.
Absolutely. That's what I was just thinking. I was thinking that they would be thrilled to get that wicket. But when you see someone like Andrew Kratzmann comes out, then you'd go to yourselves, oh, did we really need that wicket? Did we really want that one?
Yep.
So he has been a master, as you talk about captains, and he marshals his troops so well. And it's not just his hitting and his guiding the ball into those gaps. It's what he does with it. Seems to be what he does with the player at the other end, and building those partnerships, and has a real strategy. And they talk, and he's great to see out there.
Hasn't been at his best so far in this campaign with 125 runs at 31.24. He has made 1 half century, but we just wonder whether he's going to leave his best here for the big game in the semi, and maybe one more to follow if they can get over the line. That's 8 overs done here at the MSP, and it's EV2 cricket 2 for 54. Pat Silcox and Darren Cheek with you. We'll take a break at the end of this next over, the 9th, and I believe Walshy's standing by, so we'll get him back, and maybe Casper will be close to the action shortly too, as we get near a second drinks break of the game.
Yeah, well, you say Kratz has only got that many runs, but this is his second week of cricket. He played all the internationals last week as well, and he has been as sore as the rest of them. And in the last 2 or 3 games, he has been putting himself down the order and only facing a few balls towards the end. But yesterday, he did decide to have an open and have a good bat, and it's probably because he hasn't managed to get in there for that good hit, and he's in his perfect position of batting number 4 today, and we'll see how it evolves.
Right, so we're just waiting on Grant Dew, who made a great start in his first over, none for 3. The other one too, we're just wondering whether Matt Whedon's going to inject himself into the contest. He bowled so well here only yesterday. The leg spinners with this breeze, I think he'll once again relish his chance.
Coming a bit of an offie, and he's topped. And it hasn't bounced. He's kept it low, and he's gone for the big swing there, and it's taken out middle stump. Great bowling, Dew.
Well, what an amazing transformation's come over the game now. Some of the big players making their way back to the pavilion. Ash Sipple, you felt was going to be the sheet anchor to get them through, and just tried to lean back on that one. It didn't get up, as you mentioned, Cheeky, and Dew is really putting a number here on the EV2 boys that crashes into the top of middle and off.
I think he didn't bounce much, just because I think that was a really slow ball. He just really dropped it in there and concentrated on his off spin and getting a little bit of spin, but it was more the bounce that beat the batsman, and unfortunately it wasn't the one to hit, and he's on his way.
It's probably a little bit tight too as well. He didn't have much room in the end. He sort of was really cramped for room, trying to force the ball out into the offside, as we see Matt Harris, who's been the leading light for the EV2 cricket boys so far, with 209 runs at 69.67. His high score's only 45. He's had a few not outs, but he's been the mainstay of the batting for the boys in blue so far, and he won't ever find a more important time to find a big score than right now.
No, and that's the job of the number 5. I always feel the number 5 it's a bit like in the followers of AFL footy, the third quarter's the premiership quarter. Well, I feel that the same as the number 5 batsman. He's the man who's usually a bit of a hitter, a great batter, grafter. So we'll see how Harris goes today.
Straight away, he's getting into one down the leg side. Did not miss out there as it goes down towards the backward square boundary for 4. So Harris instantly underway. Score is 3 for 58. So that current run rate is 6.96. They need to be up around 8.5 at the moment. Game well and truly in the balance, Cheeky.
Yeah, that 4 makes his figures look good up there on the scoreboard with a strike rate of 400. See if he can keep that up.
So we see ball just taken down the ground for a single. We can see Matty Whedon's actually off the ground here warming up. It's almost in the pitcher's pen here in front of us, which is a sight that we haven't seen so far through the competition. Quick update from the John Hall Oval, and the Sandgropers, another wicket has fallen. They are 3 for 61 at the completion almost of 9 overs. The men out, Lee, Baranka and Wyeth, the big 3, back in the shed. So, gee whiz, the All-Stars affirming as we see a shout for LBW go up against Kratzman, heading down the leg side according to third umpire Cheek.
So yeah, Matt Whedon there, he is bowling on the edge there and warming up. Maybe he might be coming on for the next over.
As Dew continues, really is bowling beautifully. 1 for 8 in his second. Pitches up and Kratzman just works it away out into the onside. Timed nicely, but there is a man there, so just a single. So 1 ball remaining in the 9th. We'll take a short break. Peter Walsh to resume on the other side. 3 for 60. And, Wasp has got them as 45% chance of winning. So
yep.
The scale's almost in the favour of Lightning Storm at the moment.
Those couple of wickets have brought the run rate down under 7, which it was up over the 8 before. And so, but, it's still a line ball game here.
So at the end of 9 overs here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, EV2 Cricket are 3 for 60.
wickets are plentiful, if you don't mind, not just at this venue, but around Mildura. The buzzword is cricket, and that's what we're seeing. And we're seeing a pretty interesting story at the moment. We're seeing the side that finished on top of the table, losing just the one game, under significant pressure now. The score check, 4 for 61, and the run chase is 158, so almost 100 runs still to get, and we're into the ninth over, or just at the end of, so I don't know, this could be, we could be on the cusp of perhaps a surprise, Darren Cheek. What do you think?
What? It could be a surprise. I think it's one thing's for sure, it's not going to finish early. This is going to go right down to the 19th, 20th over, I feel.
Good conditions, isn't it?
Oh, the conditions are great. Still a bit gusty out there, and the sun peeks out for a while with cloudy skies. But it is great conditions for cricket, especially for these guys that's been going for so long.
We start another over, and this is worked away by Kratzmann on the onside. And they go through for the single. 4-4. Let's have a look at the other score that we saw coming through. And another wicket now in the ninth over. 4 wickets for 61 with Lee out for 25, Varenka 12, Wyeth 9, and Zani has just been stumped by Walsh off Correlage for 6. 4 for 61 in that total. So a bit happening in that particular game. Of course, the 4 winners get themselves organised for the final, the big one. The big final is at 2 o'clock this afternoon between the winners of this game and the winners of the other match where we're covering and we're looking at what's happening with the RJR All-Stars and the Sandgropers.
So when you're in your last little session behind the mic here, Peter, you saw Jason Fraser take that magnificent diving catch. Did you manage to see his next catch that he took?
Oh, look, mate, catches win matches, and there's catches that have been taken left, right and centre, and some have been spectacular, and others come as a bit of a surprise, because when you're in a position to take a catch, fair enough, but these guys who are a bit leg weary and their bodies have taken a pounding, have got themselves into good positions, and they've received the plaudits of their teammates by plucking one that might have come out of the ordinary.
Well, we just saw then that ball by Grant. He put it on leg stump, and Harris had a little dab at it, and it was just out of the reach of the bowler, Grant.
Says Grant, who's in now, bowls, and he's hit back down the ground, goes between the legs of the man at the non-striker's end, which happens quite often, and it will be 1 run. They just walk through. Kratzmann now having the responsibility, the big man, who was there, of course, with his son Neville there, the dad, and well done too to Neville for making yet another trip in the car all the way down with Mark and Andrew. They drove all the way and loved it. This ball is worked away on the offside. There's no power in the stroke and there's no run. The Kratzmann family are full of merit for them for their expertise in the world of tennis, and I always like to give a plug to Neville's wife, who is a tap dancing champion. She's in her 80s and she performs with distinction up in Queensland. What a family, and there's no one brighter than someone who loves the sport of tennis and the sport of tap dancing as Neville, who's with us here again. That's the case. Now this ball, the attempt to work it away on the onside, and the batsmen are able to run through and get the leg by, I think it is. Let's have a look and see.
Yes, as we see the replay, it was a big appeal for LBW here, but umpires decided that it was going down leg.
Decent shout. He got plenty of support from the keeper and also from the bowler.
Decent shout. It actually cut back in, and I think it was one of those ones, the ball might have hit the stumps, but unfortunately it looks like it pitched outside leg.
Just outside. This one, the last ball before we have drinks, I would presume, as that's whipped away. Good shot through the onside. It's going to roll. This could be close. No, it's picked up just inside. Good running out there, and that's the way it works with the ball being picked up close to going over the boundary of French. Not to be. And the score here is at the end of 10 overs, 3 for 63. 3 for 63 in the chase for 158 for victory. And they're going to have a drinks break here in Mildura.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. EV2, Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
The psychological health and safety culture of your workplace is vital to the success of your organisation. Are you addressing psychosocial hazards in the workplace? Learn to create a positive mental wellbeing culture where your business and your people flourish through our in-person, live online and self-paced e-learning courses. Scan and visit our website for more information.
Players have had their slurp, they're back in town, and we're back in business for this game that continues. We get to another roundabout, and we're not sure which direction is going to be taken. Michael Kastrovich, welcome back. The score, I'll just set the scene, 6 for 157 Lightning Storm, that was their total. And EV2 got away to a good start, but they've got the speed wobbles there. 3 for 66 as we start the 11th over. 3 runs being scored off the last delivery. 3 for 69 with Kratzmann on 5. And Harris on 6 as we welcome you back for a lusty blow on the onside on your return. And that bounces away. Was that the ball hitting that sign? It couldn't have been. No, someone going to the toilet out the back when they opened the door. It's 3 for 73, Harris 6 and Kratzmann 9. Good game. Not sure what's going to happen, big fella.
No, I think that's the beauty of it, isn't it? And I think of the way that Kratzmann just did that third ball after his little drink. Maybe that showed the intention there, but that was a great shot. There is a man at deep forward square leg and also a deep mid wicket or cow corner, as we love to say. Deep mid on. So on the leg side, all those standard positions, there's men on the fence.
Testing time for all and sundry. This ball wide outside the off. So a lovely shot from Kratzmann. He waited for the ball and caressed it behind point on the offside, and it bounced away. And speaking of bouncing, that's not what Marcus Bellchambers looks like as he walks past our vantage point, and he has the speed wobbles. He is limping quite profusely.
There's a bit of that going on this week at the end of the week, but certainly here for the EV2, they got to see it through as Kratzmann.
That's another good shot too. Wide of the leg stump, and he whips it behind square. And so Kratzmann with a couple of 4s in this over, due being knocked about. 3 for 81. so far 12 runs plus a leg by in this over. And as you've said so often, when you pick up one over and you get a few fours, all of a sudden the run rate drops, obviously, and 77 to win off 54 deliveries.
Just a change of momentum, isn't it, too, as you can see with those 3 boundaries in a row. 3 different shots, one being the sweep, slog sweep, if you like, the other one a caress through backward point, and then just able to turn on the leg side, and exciting stuff.
Kratzman 17 looking dangerous. He's leaning forward to the next ball. He's satisfied with what he's done for the previous 3, so he pushes that one down the ground. And there is a limp. That's not his name, but it could be a limp, because there are some really wounded warriors who one of the teams will have to front up in the final this afternoon. Which one will it be?
Well, what I have noticed, and the other thing that as far as the limping going on, you could, whether it's an injuries or whether people have walking like he's got a stone in his shoe, doesn't he?
Yep.
I suppose. And I haven't seen too many stones out there. It's a beautiful outfield, wonderful facility. We keep talking about it coming down here. And for me, coming here and the opportunity to be down in Mildura, I haven't been here before, and just seeing, I guess, not only the sights and delights of this wonderful little town. It's special. I actually went and had a look at the Working Man's Club.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
They had the world record.
I know they
did. Longest bar in the world.
Yep. Grant starts a new over and he's dragged away on the onside. It'll go along the ground all the way and they'll pick up a single. Now, I've got to throw this trivia question in because I know that Patrick's going to come back in and he's gone to the library. He went down Deakin Avenue to the library to see if he could find out the name of the cricketer.
Oh, it's cricket, not music?
Oh, no, it's not
okay.
music. No,
all right,
no,
good.
No. Now, even if you know it, well, you'll tell me if you know it, but it's a former Australian fast bowler. He wasn't known by many for his first name, but for his nickname. Like Tangles Walker, for example. It was everyone knew he was Max, but a lot of people called him Tangles. He played for Victoria, played for Australia. Unfortunately, we lost him in 2022. He passed away, aged 76. A very popular player who played for Victoria. Just pause there. 3-4, 83. Kratzman 17. Harris 7. Harris waits. Harris drags it away on the onside, hits it very cleanly. Gee, that sped out to the boundary, but there's a sweeper out there doing the picking up, but he did time that well. Harris looking good and looking handy out there. 8 from 10. 3 for 84. 11.3 overs gone. 74 runs to win. 51 balls remaining.
He's picked that off beautifully, didn't he? And struck it so well, but only the issue was it went straight to the fielder. Didn't have to move to either side.
Oh, is Kratzman going to be tempted to go for the big maximum? No, he dabs down on a ball that kept a bit low outside the off stump. And the placement's fine. He just nudged it away. John Short getting in to do the fielding. We get towards the end of this over.
Does the trivia question come with a clue?
Well, I've given you a lot, haven't I? What's your nickname?
Well, I get Casper.
Casper, okay. Well, that's fairly predictable.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not the answer, of course, because you didn't play for Victoria.
No.
And this other guy that we're talking about...
Still alive, too. That's the other side of it, I guess.
The other guy is on. There's the short ball, and it's pulled away out through the leg side, and that'll go all the way to the boundary for 4. Well connected, Harris. He got into his mode very quickly, and away it went for 4. Kratzman 18 and Harris 12. 3-4, 89. Good shot, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a great shot again. Anytime you find the fence, and it doesn't matter how you find it, throw it down in the good shot category, I suppose. But I think that what I love about it is the fact that he's, they're just, once again, we talk about partnerships important. Those early wickets, all 3 of them, means that they really have to sort of, set that platform.
35 runs, 35 runs. The partnership continues to build. This ball of full length and squeezed down the ground on the offside, runs along the ground, and it'll be cleaned up down there by David Roach. So that's the completion of the over. It's 3 for 90. Kratzman is 18. Harris is 13. The target is 158.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
The game continues. The grey matter. There's not too much grey matter left with Michael Kasparovich, who's gone the Google. Leave the phone alone. We don't want you to cheat with this one. This is one that, we sorted out yesterday. Here's the big clue. You ready for it?
Yep.
There was a guy who played for South Africa, and his nickname was Frog in a Blender. Remember him?
The left arm leg spinner.
Yes. That's not him, but
Adams.
Correct. Well done. Now, that's where we're going with this one. This one, you said Adams, but you knew that he was more known as Frog in a Blender. Well, This one, he had the same surname as another Australian fast bowler, but the other Australian fast bowler's name was different, spelt differently, and boy, did he deliver fast. We knew that Jeff Thompson visited the bowler's wicket, and I've just given the answer away. You can tell me in a minute, because he's not happy. He's lower than the footprint. He's walked away and he won't get the answer because I'm going to give it to you. Do you know the name?
Oh, yeah, and I haven't used Google, so I'm going to go out and limb here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going from
Victorian.
Don't.
You can do that.
Not Pup McCurdy.
No.
He's still alive, though.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that, but if he's listening, I'm glad he's still alive and he's enjoying our coverage. It's 3 for 91 at the completion of another delivery. Kratzmann is 18. Harris 14, 67 runs to win, 45 balls remaining, and this for a spot in the playoff to get on the main dance floor.
Yeah, the finals here. Of course, there's prize money and all, but there's pride.
Yep. This ball, he's gone the big drive, he's hit it hard, he's caught! Caught in the outfield, brilliant catch is taken. The man out there who stood and waited and watched it come into his hands was Damien Grant. And that catch was taken. And let's hear Michael Kasparovich's talk through this important wicket.
Well, Enjoy Wine Bar and Grill showing us the replay here. He threw it up there and, Kratzmann just looked to go there, but he picked him out beautifully. Oh, cow corner, we've talked about that position. It's so important there, and unfortunately, Andrew Kratzmann, the skipper, has got to go.
Fourth wicket falling, ball hit cleanly. He's out for just 18, and he'd be disappointed because he was starting to look good. He had a couple of fours in the over recently, but he made excellent contact, but unfortunately hit it down the throat of the fieldsman, and it's now, let's have a look, 4 for 94, 2 balls remaining to complete this over.
Yeah, I know. That's a crucial wicket for them there. And as you're saying, 67 runs now of 44 deliveries. So that's well in hand there if you have wickets in hand, as we say, that last column there. 6 of them with a new batsman coming out. So Harris now, maybe it's more important there. He's out there, he's seen it. Got the feeling, the sense, and just needs to start build straight away, but they were just that moment, isn't it? We've seen that in every game. When all of a sudden one team just looks like they're getting ahead, they're just coming really good with it.
Yep.
Bang, that wicket. Such a big moment in this
well
game.
Positioned too. We're talking about some spectacular outfield catches. Any catch in the outfield's a good one, that one going straight to the fieldsman, but importantly, he was in perfect position, got his body ready and his hands relaxed, and the catch was taken. So at 4 for 91, 67 runs to win off 43 deliveries. Laird is the new batsman, and he joins Harris with that wicket falling and a bold blow with 1 wicket to go in this over. This ball is tossed up and pushed down the ground to the man who's fielding it mid-on, and that's the end of the over, and some applause for all and sundry because that wicket was so vital. It's 4 for 94 with Laird not out, no score, and Harris not out, 14. That's a good spell, good tidy bowling, and importantly, we've seen some good catches in this dig, haven't we?
Yeah, haven't we? Absolutely. I think that's why we've got the first playing fourth in this semi-final.
Yep.
And so the good reason why they're in those positions, they've not only scored the runs and won their games, but taken catches.
Yes, they would have been favourites going in, and I'm not saying they can't win this game, but the side that exploded out of the blocks was the side that dropped down the table, RGR All-Stars. They started brilliantly and couldn't lose a game early, but they did. But now they're in a very strong position in their game against the Sandgropers, 2 playing 3. 13 overs have been bowled. Or 13 now, 91.4. What's the score now? Oh dear. You've got the Sandgropers score. Michael Kasparovich, hit me with your rhythm stick.
In their chase of 152 for the RJR All-Stars, the Sandgropers in their chase are 91 for 6. And there's 5 overs left, so the Sandgropers in a world of hurt down there.
Oh yes, and they did have some big hitters in that game that haven't produced the goods in the one that did matter. It's a monstrous result, that game. Hasn't finished yet, but I'm thinking it will. And it will finish by way of the RJR All-Stars looking to go into the final. And at the moment, they might be looking to playing the side that is bowling at the moment, protecting that score of 157. That's 4 for 91.
It's hard to predict this one, though. This is in the balance, this game right here.
This is ball outside the off stump. The attempt to drag one that kept a bit low, and he couldn't knock that away on the onside, so there's no run.
Yeah, as we're saying, so it's an interesting game, certainly over there. And like you're saying, I think it looks like the RJR, the All-Stars, are well on top. I think Sandgropers need about 58 off 32 balls left in that one, but we can see how quickly things can change. We've seen that throughout the tournament, but of course, importantly for us right here now, is the Lightning Storm with the ball in their hand, appear on top.
This ball's all right. Hit down the ground, not fielded cleanly, but knocked away, so they will get 2. They're coming back to complete 2 as we get midway through this over. 13.2 overs down. And it's 4 for 93. That score will come up 4 for 93, 13.3 overs down.
That was a great bit of fielding by David Roach. He managed to dive full length there. If had it got past him, it possibly would have gone for 4. So just again, the desperation, the energy of the fielders, extraordinary. And in big games like now, it's so important.
Harris, he's the man. And he tries to prove that he's the man who's going to chase and chase well. He's hit with strength, is out towards the boundary. The only thing that didn't happen, he wasn't able to pick up the room out there, and there's not a lot between where the fieldsmen have picked up, so good skipper work. They've shut down any let's go through the give way sign and go at 100 miles an hour. There's a lot of spots where you can't get through, and it's 4 for 94.
That's done. Mark Lurd is coming out now as the new batsman of the crease. This is his 3rd delivery. He's yet to score.
64 to win, 38 deliveries left, 4 wickets are down, 6 wickets in hand. The big guns are out of commission. Harris is the man, but Laird is on strike, and Laird leans forward, plays elegantly. That's a lovely shot, but just the one run, it goes along the ground all the way out into the deep, and they walk through for 1. Very impressive shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, very balanced, wasn't it? Just sort of getting in there, and it's always a good feeling getting off the mark.
Well, he's off the mark now with just that single. The score is 4 for 95. 1 ball left. 13.5 overs down. At the end of the next over, I'll jump out of the way and make way for, I think Patrick's coming back in to have a chat with you, Michael, as this ball is dragged away. Ungainly shot, but it might get the lot. It's gone back behind square. They've got 1, and they think about running the second. They can't because Dew was in quickly. He's been very busy out there after getting 52 runs with the bat. 4 for 96. 1 over to go before we change here. Laird is 1 and Harris is on, let's have a look. Harris, I think, is on 18. But they're just creeping along. He is on 18 and still, you'd think runs in the bank. They are favourites, but there's still a bit of time left. The time now means they're going to have to score the runs that are required and get them quickly. They've got just 36 balls remaining to score 62. That's a big ask.
Yeah, I'm thinking Michael Bevan style here. You got to give yourself a chance. Be there at the end, and you never know what can happen. And for Harris, he's the guy that has to be there at the end.
Yep.
Just so that you are there. Yeah.
There's a few limping around.
Well, I'm
there.
just saying, rocks in sand shoes. That's got to have people moving a bit funny out there.
Yeah. Who am I? I played for Australia. I have someone else who had the same surname. And in having the same surname, that was all right, but it was spelt differently. Played for Victoria. I was a fast bowler. And I changed my action when I ran into bowl, just about ready to bowl the ball, and then it looked like I'd gone from left to right. It was quite bizarre.
What do you mean left to right?
Well, the change of the right foot forward.
So off the wrong foot.
It looked as if it was on the wrong foot, yeah. But we'll give you that when Patrick comes in because he's...
Froggy Thompson.
You've got him. You've got him. Froggy Thompson. Well done. Did Patrick tell you?
No, he didn't. Just that final hint off
Good
the
hint.
wrong foot. Yeah, thank you.
No, that's all right. No, look, I just thought we'd throw that one in because we were talking about that downstairs after one of the games last night, and Froggy Thompson's name came up because there was a guy bowling in there, same action.
There was.
Yeah.
There was, but apparently, I think, I was speaking to Paddy, he even discussed that action, and he claims the guy bowling, I forget, what's the gentleman's name, that he doesn't bowl off the wrong foot.
All right, well, thanks for that. I'll just ring Google and tell them that all the information they've put in about Froggy Thompson, who passed away in 2022, is incorrect. 4 off the first ball of the next over. Away it goes. The partnership starts to gain a little bit of momentum. It would need to gain a lot. This is another over as we head towards the end of the 20-over chase. 4 for 96. Laird is 1. And let's see, Harris is more than 4. We'll just wait for that score to jump up. Harris is getting some runs and hopefully staying there if you are an EV2 cricket fan. 4 for 100 it is now. This ball is hit again hard on the onside. Can't quite pick the gap. He belted it out there with venom. And they get through for the 1 run.
Yeah, that second shot there, it wasn't as well hit. There's a deep mid-wicket and backwards square for the left-hander. And yeah, so that last one, but the first one, that first ball over, geez, that was a good shot.
Yep. 4 for 101, 14.2 overs gone, 57 off 34, 6 wickets in hand. There's still a pulse. There's still a pulse. He was quite content to lean forward to the next ball and just pat it away down the offside for the easy single. 4 for 102, 56 off 33. We'll give you the specifics with the scores in just a sec. And we wait now for the last few overs, or the last few dots of this over, and then we'll get Patrick in. This one has swung away down the ground on the onside. We're watching the ball, and we're watching a dive, and we aren't watching a clean piece of fielding, but the pick up and throw is all right. And that's pretty good out there, considering a journey to be made, and the ball was thrown back strongly, and the batsman will go through for a couple, so 4 for 106. Windy day. But it's fine. That's the main thing. I think this is the last ball of, well, it might be. We'll wait and see. And, tell you what, he dragged the ball away and almost cleaned up the man at the non-striker's end, who moved his noggin very speedily and just as well, because there was plenty on that as he was whacked down the ground. 4 for 105 with, I'm just not sure. Let's just watch that again before Patrick jumps in.
He's got a good middle in that bat, does he? This is Matt Harris. And good reflexes right there from Mark Laird. Getting out of the way of that was so important. And into the over. That was 105 for 4.
Back to live action here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. So the equation for EV2 cricket, 53 to win, 30 balls remaining, 6 wickets in hand. Pat Silcox and Michael Kasparovich. Michael, certainly we've been talking a bit about it off air, that there's no doubt that Matty Harris is the key to victory here, isn't he?
Oh, he has to be. We've seen him strike it really well, and I guess he's looking for the boundaries on the leg side. That with that sweep shot, that sloggy sweep type roll. But I think it's all with him at the moment. He's looked really good, actually. There's Matt Harris.
We'll get an update from the John Hall Oval. We can let you know that the Sandgropers are 7 for 110. That's the end of 17. So they need a further 42 from 19. So all of a sudden, the boys from the West have just hit the wall a bit, haven't they? Happens.
Well, certainly in these games, the final games, we know just those little moments, those crucial moments, maybe the ball that sticks, that catch instead of it dropping out. You just need it to go your way.
So we're waiting here on Matt Whedon, who starts off with a bit wide outside the off stump, and it's signalled that way by Billy Bowden. Michael, we mentioned that it was quite unique that Matty was warming up in front of us here off the ground, almost in the baseball pitcher's pen, before he's ready to go out and bowl. Harris gets underneath it, hits it a long way out onto the onside. It might just have pitched inside the rope and gone over, but that's well struck, and asking the questions of the leg spinner who really had them under control yesterday. All of a sudden he's going to have to just go through his processes, make sure he gets them on the right spot.
Well, he's backing himself here, of course, to the leg spin. The spinner actually trying to pitch it there. Whedon actually putting it outside off stump, and that is in that arc. That's a good range to release his arms and his wrists and send it on its way through mid-wicket.
Full outside the off stump. It's up-ish. Oh, it's not going to quite carry. It was a super effort coming in there by Doug Bennett. And that would have been the one they were really keen on there. But Harris survives. And when we think back to yesterday, Casper, he was bowling to right-handers. And that's why he was so effective going away from the outside edge. So it suits Harris, the ball coming back in, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But even there, I like the last one. Nice and wide. Like that one.
Powerfully struck through the covers, finds the gap. That's going to be hard to stop. It'll get to the rope. Harris is starting to make his move. You still feel like he's going to seize the moment here. Picks up another boundary, takes his tally along to 34 and the score 4 for 114.
So when Matt Whedon, obviously when he knows that Harris is actually looking to the leg side, he's trying to push it a little bit wider, but with the field set the way it is, all Harris needs to do is get it past that mid-off, and he did it so easily with that ball, making it hard. So now Whedon, maybe some variation. We saw him bowl a few wrong-uns yesterday or last night. See what he's got now.
As the ball's taken fine down past the keeper, that will be tricky to get to. It's going to pull up though. Decent sort of effort there. I reckon it's Josh Boyle who's come in as the sub off the bench to do the work there, but gee whiz, he's almost gone for another boundary there, isn't he?
Well,
it's a fine line.
It's 2 wides too.
Oh, he didn't hit it. Oh, okay.
That's right, didn't hit it. No, there you go. So they got the extra delivery here.
2 wides in the over so far, so 117 for 4, halfway through the 16th. And that one's a missed opportunity by Harris there. Must have been obviously pitched outside the line, or maybe a bit of an inside edge because there was no appeal. But he's looking to go there every time when it's pitched up and it's on the stumps.
Sure is. Sure is.
This time he advances and plays it straight. And that's going to go all the way. What a shot that was. My goodness.
Geez, he's hit that so well. And I think what it is actually using his feet, getting to the pitch of the ball. And rather than taking it and tugging it to the leg side, just going straight down the ground. And geez, that was a good shot.
We'll get another look at that in action replay. And it's just not coming out the way that Matty Whedon would like, I guess. It's going to ask a big question to the skipper, Jason Fraser. Does he continue, or does he need to make a change? Because all of a sudden, as we see that 6 again, that equation's tightened right up, 35 and 25. Happy just to bunt it out into the offside to pick up the single. That's clever batting from Harris, who pulls up Ginger after that quick single. So now, is this going to throw a curveball into the works? Another injury. Unbelievable stuff here at the MSP. He's going to look to get a quick little bit of attention off the ground here. 16 overs done, 4 for 124.
Maybe just a change of gloves or something like that, I think is what he's needing, Harris. But, geez, he's batting well, 41, as you mentioned, off 28 balls. And that was the key. As I mentioned earlier, also, you just need to be there at the end to give yourself the chance. He's looking so good.
Just doing a few little leg raises with that left leg, so he's feeling it a bit, but he knows that his role is so important here at the back end of the game. He's just got to try and see it through.
I think it's the hamstring. He's just giving a little light rub there.
Yep.
A little bit of attention, perhaps, to do it. So maybe the quick singles aren't quite on. So, yeah, Matt Whedon last over. He had to bowl a whole over to the left-hander. We saw him yesterday bowl magnificently to the right-handers. If you turn, spin away from the bat, a few wrong-uns in there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do following over. But right now, Damien Grant is coming on to have a bowl here, and as the keeper goes back, so it's a medium pace. The ball may be coming on to the bat. See how that works out.
Yeah,
for him.
just having a look at their bowling figures. They've committed a lot of overs to their key men. Grant will now bowl his fourth. Anderson's only got one left, so now they're going to have to rotate through blokes that probably haven't bowled much at the back end. So whether Fraser hasn't quite got his calculations right, I guess he was going all in at the start when they had the wickets falling.
Well, that's always the trap, isn't it? That, who's going to finish off, and I think that's the important part, which is why when Harris is there at the end, it's throwing it certainly to EV2.
Guess they figure here they need to pick up a wicket, and he's the man that can do the job here, Grant. As we just wait for the adjustment of the field. So Harris continues. The partnership has blossomed quickly here. 33 from 20 in 18 minutes. Let's see how Harris goes with that hamstring here. As he backs away to the leg side, times it beautifully, uses the pace of the ball, but he's going to be caught in the deep. Another amazing juncture in this game as Josh Boyle takes the very important catch. And EV2 cricket are now 5 for 124.
Hello, how about that, hey? We've just got a situation where it just, once again, the EV2 cricket looked like they were just getting on top, giving themselves a chance, as I mentioned, for Harris. But he's got to go. A new batsman, geez, now it makes it interesting.
You just wonder whether he was just concerned about the leg where he felt that he just needed to try and swing and hit the boundary. Just didn't quite get... It was in the slot there to really get underneath. He just didn't time it as well as he possibly could have. But mind you, he was caught right on the rope. So it was ever so close. But what an important strike that is for the Lightning Storm. They've still got that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And fresh man coming to the crease here, Willie Moggs. He won't muck about. He's a guy that likes to get on with the job. So this is going to be an exciting crescendo. A grandstand finish, Casper.
That's what we love it. We don't have enough grandstand finishes, do we? Although in 2020 cricket, they're always... that's the best part about it. Even though, different stage of the innings, it gets close.
Calm heads need to prevail, obviously, on both sides of the coin. The captain with his field placements, the bowler getting it in the right spots, the batsman not to make a mistake. 34 to win, 23 to go.
Pretty standard field too, with a deep forward square leg. We've got a deep mid wicket, deep long on there, the three on the fence on the leg side. And on the offside, long off, and third man.
Okay, so they're thinking that maybe Moggs might nick off, so they'll try and protect behind the keeper there, as we can see Mason Robinson really revving up his charges. Grant bowls it into the pitch. Moggs swings lustily through, finds the gap backward a point. He's underway immediately.
Well, I think it's the length there, and that little bit of width, he just jumped straight onto it. Didn't need a sider at all. Did William Moggs, so he was straight on that, and geez, that makes it interesting. And well fielded.
Cheeky, he's out on the ground there doing some of the heavy lifting as he's trying to keep the tally of overs and minutes for Billy Bowden. He's really put him under the pump in this second session.
And the other thing too, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but he was barefoot. And
yes,
he's earthing, I think they call it, walking bare feet on the green grass. And with all the pressure of this particular game, I can tell you he needs it.
Width again from Grant Moggs with a quick bat speed. Difficult one to get behind, but Josh Boyle is there this time and restricts it to a single.
Well, off the bat, he would have been pretty happy with that, but the slight change where the third man came up into the ring and they pushed the man back, which is probably where you would like to think they should have had it right from the start. Seeing Grant here, he's coming in, he's still hitting the deck, we like to call it. He's not going too full and too straight.
This time he's full, he gets maximum results. Hits the off stump, and Laird's got to go. And another wicket tumbles here at the MSP, 6 for 129. My goodness, 29 to win, 20 balls remaining, but maybe all of a sudden the wickets in hand is becoming a concern for EV2 cricket. We said, Casper, pre-match that a lot of these franchises have done a lot of batting up the top. Not a lot of the guys down the order have had to bat, certainly in pressure cooker situations. So this is going to be a real test of character, isn't it?
Oh, it is, especially when you're bowling the ball that accurately and executing your Yorkers perfectly, of which Grant did just then. It was so good. Look, and I think that's it. Simply that for a bowler's point of view, to close out an innings, it's full and straight, just like that.
So we've got an update from the John Hall Oval. Sandgropers 19 overs, 8 for 130. So they've got 1 over to go, and they need to find another 20 or thereabouts. 19 to tie, 20 to win. So you think the ball is in the RJR All-Stars court over at Aero number 2. They've been one of the front runners through the competition, so I guess they go in as a slight favourite potentially. But for our reputations, we had all our coins in on the Sandgropers and EV2 cricket, so hopefully we'll get one of the two. Still remains to be seen here at the MSP.
You just can't predict this, can you?
No.
That's the beauty of 2020 cricket.
So the new man out there is Paul Adami, just scratching his guard out. And he'll have 2 more balls to face of Grant, who'll be at the end of his stint. He's bowled pretty well, 2 for 23 so far. Foolish delivery, nice straight bat down the ground. They'll pick up a single to long off. So 6 for 130.
Just looking for that Yorker again, that full and straight, 2 for 24. Wonderful figures. Wonderful figures here by Grant.
He realised that early doors where he just was bowling into the pitch that was offering up the bit of room, and certainly Moggs is the man who will capitalise. So expect he'll look to try and get it up in the block hole again. Moggs will be processing, where can I hit it over the rope? Swings and just bunts it back to the keeper. Great result for the Lightning Storm, end of 17, 6 for 130. 28 to win. 18 balls remaining. They need a good over here, don't they? One good over, a couple of boundaries.
Yeah, just
keeps them on track.
Oh, absolutely. Another thing too, you really need to be there at the end.
Yep.
Because give yourself a chance at the end of an innings. I mentioned Michael Bevan.
Yes.
Earlier
the
on,
finisher.
he famously did that many times. The Australian one-day team in the longer form of the limited overs game.
Yeah.
But I think just that. I think for Moggs. We've seen him. He has hit the one boundary, the 4 that went through point. But as Anderson comes back on, just stepped his run out there.
So they elected not to go with the leggies. That was interesting that Fraser wasn't bold enough to pull the trigger on his slow man and bringing back Anderson. So this will be the end of his spell as well. So now, after this, it's going to be a case of who are we going to pull out for the last 2?
We'll bring back his strike bowler. Try and end it right here, right now.
Yep.
So that's smart play there by the Lightning Storm.
You feel that Moggs is the man that could take it away from them. So that's the wicket they're going to look to try and prize out here. 28 from 18. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on Sock TV Live. Of course, Willow TV as well. Getting to the pointy end of the Global T20 Spirit of Cricket Festivale. This is our semi-final. Of course, the grand final will follow at 2 o'clock local Mildura time. Currently about 12:35, so we'll get about an hour's changeover. As Anderson pitches up, Adami muscles one through the offside. It's going to find the gap and go to the rope.
Hello, here we go.
What a shot that was.
That was, wasn't it? And you've just pierced the 2 fielders. Deep cover, deep backward point. And I think just the timing of it, that's just a wonderful shot there. First ball from Anderson. He relatively full, but a little bit of width there created that opportunity, didn't it, for Adami? Just to sort of open the face as he hit it.
Yeah, just the power of the forearms.
Yeah.
Hit it strongly. It's a much better delivery pitched up on the stumps and can just be pushed out towards the man on the ring at cover, so no run. 6 for 134, 24 to win, 16 balls remaining. Two pretty fresh men at the crease. As Adami tries to hit inside out again, just opening the blade, but they've got a man this time. It's going to be big Darren Hill to intercept that one, so just the single. 6 for 135, 5 off the over so far. 23 from 15, the equation.
Well, I think there's a bonus, isn't it? We said that change of bowler, the strike bowler in Anderson coming back in. It'll be interesting to see who they do end up bowling those last 2 overs once this is completed.
Falling outside the off stump, and Moggs ruse a missed opportunity there as you're trying to flash it through the offside. So dot ball is precious here, isn't it? 23 from 14.
Well bowled, the wide Yorker. Right there, so hard, and maybe just that little bit of width with the third man up, thinking about it, just using the pace of the ball, trying to just get it down instead of trying to hit it hard and back over his head.
Get an update from the John Hall Oval. That game has been run and won, and it looks like it's a victory for the All-Stars. We'll get more on that shortly. Anderson pitches up, Moggs flat bats it down the ground. Oh, he's timed it beautifully. It's gone all the way.
Wow, that's a great shot. Absolutely great shot. Billy Bowden certainly enjoyed it. He gave it the extra.
The full works.
He did, absolutely. As we are coming on down, what a great shot that was. Again, knowing that the bowler's going to go full and straight, and just all of a sudden, maybe even batting out of your crease, it'll be interesting to see if that was the case. But just to change the length, and not only is it changing the length of the bowler, it's actually getting it through the gap, getting it to the either side now. A bit of a change, I think. Maybe they've taken over mid-wicket.
Okay. It's a calculated risk, isn't it, from the skipper, Jason Fraser. In comes Anderson again. Moggs down the ground. Didn't make a great contact with it, but they'll look to see if they can hustle through for 2. Back they come. It's tight. I think he's gone. Direct hit. The man at the non-striker's end's got to go. That's Adami. And another twist in this contest. A very important strike for the Lightning Storm. And we'll get another look here. I'd say there potentially will be a referral as a look. I think it was given out in real time. Direct hit. So we'll just wait and see if there's going to be a replay come up for us here. But Paul Adami just couldn't quite make his ground at the non-striker's end. It was a decent piff in from the boundary, wasn't it?
It was. And I think, once again, nice full ball. Not allowing him to get underneath it. So in and out, Moggs was really quick, but a good throw here. Straight back. Oh, and taken there by Anderson. Helped out, and Billy Bowden says, see you later.
Gives it skyward, points up towards the heavens. So that will be an important breakthrough again for the Lightning Storm. And I reckon if we can get that magic button hit there by our man, that'll let us know. I reckon that's the completion of 18 overs. So we'll go for a short break to hold the drama. 7 for 140. Back after this. And we're back here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. This cutthroat semi-final, the winner to go through to the grand final to play the RJR All-Stars at this venue at 2 p.m. Who's it going to be? Pat Silcox, Michael Kasperovich getting you through the back end here. 7 for 140 off 18.
Doug Bennett with the ball in his hands for the Lightning Storm. But, geez, EV2 cricket dominating. They won 6 out of their 7 matches to put them here first on the table.
Bennett starts and it's hit back to the bowler. He couldn't quite get a hand to it, so it'll go down for a single. So our new man is John Short. So he gets off the strike first ball. So that's exactly his role, isn't it? Just to try and get Willie Moggs into the action, because he appears to be the guy that can go big. It's just a matter of making sure that he can be calculated the way he goes about it. We're going to get a look at potential caught and bowled opportunity here, are we? Oh, I reckon he might have got fingers to it. Tough chance though, wasn't it?
Just got a finger.
So we go back to live action as they'll there's a bit of confusion. They'll get back for a couple. Willie Moggs has got a hustle. He'll get through. So 2 more added to the score. 7 for 143, 15 to win, 10 balls remaining.
Look, with the bat in your hand, you're sort of backing yourself from this position, and it needs something special with the ball. Doug Bennett. Keep it up, of course, with the slower bowler. So I'll be interested to see what he throws up here.
Oh, it's straight. Is it going to be given? It is! Umpire Brenton Hillman gives it out LBW. It was a full bunger almost in the end where Moggs tried to sweep. Maybe he got it high on the bat or pad, or maybe even into the body, but he was definitely in line. We'll get another look at it, but another one falls for EV2 cricket.
That's what we love about this game. Just interesting to see the obviously the line's good because it's hitting, but the length nice and full, and missed a big juicy full toss, and such an unfortunate one there. Looking to hit it just probably a little fraction too hard, which is maybe a little bit too square also, instead of just getting underneath it. But what a wicket that was, and another great moment here.
Great work from Doug Bennett. Tough gig here to come back and bowl your second over number 19. 8 for 143. So 15 to win, 9 balls remaining. But the wickets in hand starting to dry up for EV2 cricket. Just 2 left. They've got to play it smart here, don't they?
Well, that's right. And like I said, again, as I've been saying the whole time, give yourself a chance. Get to that last over at least, because you're not sure what's going to happen. Lots of things can happen once you're out there. Oh, look, this is so exciting.
Yeah, and I guess the big question that's workshopping in my mind is who's bowling over number 20. Of course, that's still to come. We'll get to that in a few moments as Steindl's hitting nicely down towards third man. It looks like it might get there. The chase is coming in from Anderson. He can't make it. It goes for 4. What a great start there from Andrew Steindl. He's been there leading light with the ball. Maybe he's going to be the hero with the bat.
Oh, all-rounder status, absolutely. What a great shot that was. And using the pace of the spinner there. We've obviously got the players all out on the leg side boundaries, but through the offside, there's plenty of gaps if you just get that fraction bit of width there, and Jeezy timed that well.
So 11 to win from 8 balls, 8 for 147. Casper's going for the water. He's getting nervous. We're all nervous here in the box. I'm sure the players are too. As we wait again on Doug Bennett, 1 for 16 in his second over. Pitches it up. It's into the body. They'll tickle it out to the onside. Will they go for 2? Yes, they will. As the throw comes back in, so importantly, they add 2 more to the tally now. 8 for 149. That gives us an equation of 9 off 7.
We knew this was going to be tight. It was going to go right down the wire, and it just proved that, hasn't it? With regular wickets along the way, it's made it's a little bit harder, a lot harder actually, for EV2. Giving themselves a chance though.
Steindl opens up expansively through the offside. I reckon that's going to go. Chase is coming in. It's Jason Fraser, the skipper. What an effort! On one leg, peels it back. But I think they're going to get through for 3 as he dives home for safety. It is all happening at the MSP, Casper.
Well, the Precinct, how about that? He's even managed to get over the line, but even then, from the bowler's point of view, from Bennett, he threw it from about 3 metres away, looking for a direct hit. They weren't able to get the extra run out there either, but what an exciting finish here. But get a load of this. The desperation, the fielding, there was inches in it. Managed to drag it back. Here we go. Have a throw at the stumps, a direct hit. Good slide. Takes a second to get up too. I think he's still just working on getting...
Just had some intel from our third umpire that we're actually 4 minutes over time. So the rules, I believe, state that we drop a fieldsman off for being over your maximum prescribed time for the over rate. So this is going to be another amazing fork on the road if they have to drop one fielder off here, the Lightning Storm. There's just a bit of consultation between the umpires. So how will they deal with this? Because what are we now? 12:44 local time. We must have had to be off by 12:40, I believe. And it looks like, who's the man with the ball? Is it Craig O'Brien, the number 9, has got the task of bowling the last over. We're a neat 6 from 6, I reckon, Casper. We lost it off the screen there a minute ago, but I reckon it's 6 from 6. One player's off the ground, so they're going to field with 10 here in this last over.
I saw Richard Anderson actually walk off the field.
Right.
I'm just wondering whether you got to get your most fit player off. Could be that'd make sure they wouldn't do it next time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess what they do is sacrifice a man inside the ring, do they? And then make sure they keep their 5 out. I guess that's what you have to do in this situation.
Well, I'm not sure what the rule would be, whether you can have 3 inside the circle and keep 5 out. I dare say that'll be the case.
Yep. Okay, so high drama here in the semi-final at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. The winner to go through to play the RJR All-Stars, Jason Fraser. He cannot actually get a gallop up at all. You'd have to question whether he can come up for the final, the way he's moving at the moment.
Well, he's not moving too flash, is he? Just looking at that, he's got some directions, and they're getting this field right. It's so crucial, this very last over. 6 runs off 6 balls required.
Well, I guess they figure that this is the last over. They can't have any more blokes dropped off the ground, so they might as well take as much time as they can.
What about international cricket? I think it's a financial penalty.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, maybe it might come out of the funds on the bar tonight. They're too late at the back end here.
The fines.
Yeah, it might come off the bar takings.
Exactly.
So O'Brien limbers up. He has not bowled an over in this innings, but he comes on and bowls the most important 6 balls of the game. Can you believe it? 6 from 6. 8 for 152. 19 overs gone. And it's going to be Andrew Steindl on strike, who has made an impressive start. 9 from 3. John Short is the non-striker. He has won. And Mason Robinson is really working overtime, trying to get the fieldsmen in the right positions here. Can you spot, Casper, from your vantage point? Have they got 5 outside?
They've got 5 outside, 3 outside,
right.
Short cover, short mid-wicket, and call it short backward square.
Here we go. O'Brien, first ball is good. Appeal for LB. Might have been a bit of pad first before the bat, but they'll get a single out onto the onside. So score is 8 for 153. 5 to win, 5 balls remaining. We might be in for a super over here if she's all locked up.
I love that.
So now Short takes his guard. O'Brien just needs to get it on the spot here. He's got protection outside of the ring. Will John Short look to go the long handle here? Pitches up, hits through the covers. Out to the offside. It's positioned pretty well. They'll get through for 2. So that gets them in front of the curve as far as the equation's concerned now, does it? 3 from 4, I reckon, if my maths is any good. 8 for 155 here at the MSP.
Yeah, deep point fielder out there was able to come around and pick up. Oh, they only allowed 2. Could only get 2 through that one. But there's plenty of gaps there. Mind you, losing the extra player has just presented that through that point region.
O'Brien pitches up. It's back to the bowler. It's almost a run out at the non-striker's end. My goodness. We're going overtime here. I hope you're enjoying the coverage on Sock TV Live and Willow TV as well. Stakes are at an all-time high here right now. Full pitcher back to the bowler. Hits the stumps, so they're going to go for the run out. He's given it. He's given it, Billy, and the non-striker's in. 9 for 155. Craig O'Brien, you champion. He's manufactured a wicket from absolutely nothing. And now it's unbelievably tight, isn't it? Score is 8 for 155. The score set in the first session was 157, so they need 158 to win. Let's have a look at this one back, Casper.
Oh, this is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. He's punched it straight back to the bowler, who doesn't pick it up cleanly, but managed to deflect
Unbelievable.
It there. And there wasn't much in it at all.
Well, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. 9 wickets down now. Who's the man that gets? John Short is going to be at the striker's end. Just trying to pick up who our last man is. It's the keeper, Glenn McFadden. He's the man. As we have a look at the replay from side on, third umpire Darren Cheek is with us. He's well out. He's well out, isn't he? Just a sensational piece of enthusiasm and effort from Craig O'Brien. I'm sure that probably wasn't what he was just hoping to save the run, but as it worked out, it deflected away from his right hand onto the stumps. 3 to win, 2 balls remaining. Oh, he's missed it, but it beats the keeper. They'll get through for one. That super over is looming large, Casper.
Well, with 2 runs to win the game. Of course, 1 run to tie.
1 ball remain, 2 off 1. This is quite remarkable here at the MSP. The spirit of cricket, T20 Global Festivale, has come to this. One of these teams only through to the final. Will it be EV2 cricket or will it be the gallant Lightning Storm?
Well, it's all there for Glenn McFadden. Can he bring his side home?
I'm still marvelling at Craig O'Brien bowling the first over of his spell. The last one, he's bowled 5 balls, none for 4, and then picked up the run out. It's quite remarkable.
Well, wasn't picked up cleanly either. So it's kind of reward for error in that case.
So what are you thinking here? Do you just try and get the 2 to tie, or you go all out for the win here?
Well, you're looking at it, and it depends where he's bowled it. He's landed those Yorkers really, really well here, and I think that's it. Now, whether he comes out of his crease to try and change it, I think he should.
What have we got straight? Have we got men straight on the fence? Is there a man at long on or not? I can't see from here.
No, deep long on at the moment.
Right.
I know he is. He's going back, just getting this field right, setting it all up.
Looks like is he going to go all the way, or maybe 3/4 to try and maybe just make it a single?
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing is they're actually pushing. The fielders were at short cover, short mid-wicket. Now they're back on the edge of the circle.
All right, here we go, Casper. Final ball. O'Brien, full pitch down the leg side. It's swung away. Oh, no. It's going to go for 4. And EV2 Cricket have somehow found a way to win this semi-final. As gallant as the Lightning Storm were, O'Brien just over pitches and it goes away for 4. What a sensational game.
Well, what a shot there. First very ball that he faced was McFadden. He's actually come at him. Got out of his crease, so he couldn't let him hit that Yorker. And what a move that was, because he was able to get on the full, get it to the leg side, no fielder there, and that's the victory. EV2, the most consistent team through this whole competition. 6 wins through the competition, and then this vital victory in the first semi-final.
9 for 160 they'll finish at the end of their 20 overs, and the partnership of 5 between Short and McFadden was key, wasn't it? John Short finishing on 4, McFadden 4 as well, but spare a thought for Craig O'Brien. He bowled so well for 5 balls in a row, just couldn't quite keep the control for the last one. It was full, it was down the leg side, and the wicket keeper, the hero, swinging to leg, finding the rope. And that is one of the most remarkable games I think we've seen over the 2 years of the Global Spirit of Cricket Festivale. But it is EV2 Cricket going through to another grand final, and they'll shape up against the RJR All-Stars in about an hour's time, can you believe? It's going to come around pretty quick. We'll get a quick bite of lunch to eat in Casper, and then we're back for a start at around 2 o'clock. Strap yourself in. It's going to be a beauty. We'll be back with more live footage at around about 2 o'clock here at the MSP. We'll hope you will join us then.